know what happened, but my whole thing just stopped. Sorry, guys, if my whole I don't know if I hit a button by accident. Hey Tia, hey LFT. I
Hey,
don't know
how
what
are
happened.
you?
What's up?
I think I hit a button that just like turned my thing off. Ugh, I'm a mess right now.
Oh, I hit them all the time. Don't worry about it.
I had it up, and next thing I know, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm on camera." Hey Abra, hey Connie, hey Linda. Yay, Linda's on time. Woo woo. Hey Random Man. I'm like, let me just take a sip of my wine because I
Go for it.
It's a crazy day today, I'll tell you what.
It's Wine Wednesday. Wine
There was.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wine Wednesday for sure.
Wait,
It's been a
today's
crazy
Wednesday,
week.
right? Okay, hold on.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Half the time I don't know what day it is. Yeah, it's been crazy. So, Stephen Smith, his homicide his case got ruled a homicide, and then yes, I know. Finally, I'm just so happy.
So,
about
how many
that.
articles did y'all read? How long did you end up reading today, Kate? Because I'd spent a solid
Man.
hour or two.
I went down that whole case file, even though I see most of it already, because I watched something that Mandy Matney did where they like showed most of it, but I wanted to like go over it again, so I went over it. It went through pretty fast, but you know what else I did today? I read the arrest affidavit of that dentist who poisoned his wife. Did you guys hear?
Oh my god, I know that. Yes.
Yes.
It was so like I was so angry for her because this man, she's in the hospital and like texting him like, "Oh yeah, please, like I just love you so much. I wish I could be home." And he's like, "Oh, please don't scare me. I thought you were dead." And like asking her like, "You're not dead, right?" And like just some of the stuff.
Weird.
Yeah, and then so basically he ordered potassium cyanide to his office. Hey Nate, hey
Oh,
Risk.
that's right.
And then he told the one girl who works there, like, "Hey, don't open this this package." And another employee opened it, and they've seen that it was potassium cyanide, and they were like, "Oh wow, like why does he have this?" And because they don't use that at a dentist's office. And then his wife ended up going in the hospital and got really sick. And he drugged her before this. And she was like, "I feel like I'm drugged." And he was like, you must be so paranoid from our history, but I swear I didn't drug you." And here the guy had like a porn addiction. Hey, Grandma Sherry. Hey, Princess Megan Elsa. He had a porn addiction, and he was talking to this other woman, and she was beating him while his wife was in the hospital. The poor lady passed away, but every time, like the whole time I'm like reading their text messages, he's like, "Do you want me to bring you some soup?" And I'm like, "No, don't take it." Even though I knew the outcome, like that's all I could think about reading it was like, "Oh man, he's probably putting it in everything he's bringing her." Oh, it was terrible. It was just that guy.
I hated how he was like so kind of like it was like a condescending, understanding apology when he said like I would understand if you thought it was me, because I guess of the history of it. And I was like, no, first of all, like, but don't try to. No, of course people are going to be like, I have that drugged kind of feeling. Hey, remember when a couple years ago when this guy did that? I just don't understand how he was
freaked
like.
out if I was her. I would have like. I feel like she knew like right away, but like didn't want to believe it. Hey Nate. Oh, I said hi to Nate. Sorry. Hey Boston Nick and Avery. But yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, it's just so horrifying that like he had was just having these conversations with her the whole time. And oh, you better go say happy birthday to her like right now, Boston Nick. Hurry up. I am terrified of Dennis too, Grandma Sherry. Oh my gosh, right? I had to get a
my god, me too.
This was like a month ago. And I swear to you, so my grandma, she had a stroke in a dentist's office. So that just like I already hate them so much, but that just like
All right, I'm out.
um,
That was a good enough reason for me never to go back. I'll just
yeah.
brush my teeth
Oh
and floss.
yeah. I'm sorry, Nick. I didn't know that. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, New Zealand mysteries. Um. Well,
Risk. Connie, how are you?
I know
How was
Connie. That's
Connie's
all you'll
dinner? I
think.
want to know how Connie's dinner was.
I want to know what you
Princess
had.
Megan Elsa. Y'all, I'm
So,
baking kale as we speak.
the guy went to pull my tooth. I was like this. They were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just nervous." Like my whole, you know, when you like shiver, my
Oh, your
whole body
whole
was
body.
shaking.
Yes.
Like, and then it was like that until 10 minutes after I got it done. I didn't go under. They just numbed me and pulled it out. But I was so I freaked my. It wasn't that bad, but like I literally freaked myself out about it so bad that like I was shaking from head to toe.
I did that. And you know what? I'll never forget it because it was the first time I ever did like Vicodin or anything like that. I was like 21 and I had a tooth pulled and I did the same thing. Like I wasn't under. I just had the Novocaine and they yanked it out really quick, which I didn't know that they came out quite as easily as they did. That was alarming. But I wasn't in any pain. And then all of a sudden I got to the pharmacist and I was like, oh my God. And the pharmacist, this is back in the day, he threw mercy on me and gave me a pill while I was standing there waiting for him to refill.
Oh my God.
Like, oh my God. Nowadays, this would never happen.
Oh yeah, they just like
I've had,
grab
like-
that sucker and just go.
Yeah.
And they just, and you can hear the cracking thing.
yeah.
But
No.
I
There was
hate
like
that.
a like
That's the worst.
a nicer method, but there's not. They literally just reach in there and just pull it out.
Mhm. I think I've had 14 full total in my life, like between baby and also permanent teeth. It's like I have big teeth but a small mouth. And there was one time, and then I have deep, quote unquote, deep crevices, I guess, in my teeth.
That's
And so
what you
there was
said.
one, so I've had, yeah, well, apparently in my, back to the orthodontist dentist though with my teeth issue. There was one like I was having filled, and you know, like you said, Kate, just like the numbing, you know, you get the shot and they wiggle your lip, and you're like, okay, you wait and wait. I did one, and I made it almost till the very end. Like it wasn't enough numbness. And I remember I was like, I fought through it, but I was like you said, I don't really get the shakes, but like that beating of sweat dripping down your head because I tried to be the hero. I've never again in my life tried to be the hero after doing that one. It's the worst.
I get nervous, especially when they're teeth cleaning and they don't really use it anymore because now they have like water picks, but they used to use that like really sharp like stabby thing to scrape your gums
Mhm.
and would stab you all the time. Like they at least get you at least like 10 times doing it, but now they use like a water pick, so it's not so bad, but it still hurts.
Oh God, my gums would bleed worse after I went to the dentist than before. It's like, what
I
the
used
hell?
When I was little, my dad, like, remember what we used to do? Did anyone else used to have the Act fluoride? Like when we would squeeze it to the top of the bottle and then you would swish it, like it was that ACT, that Act kind. But we had a whole bedtime routine. And I think it was like my grandmother's old water pick. And that thing would, first of all, the bathroom would be like soaking wet by the time we were done with it. But I remember it was so loud, but I liked it because I thought it was like, I was like trying to do it on my parents. Oh God, I'm such a nerd. I'm such a weirdo.
I was
But I like a
surprised
water
how
pick.
well they work to like clean your teeth though. Like they
Mhm.
really shoot out. Like she did my whole like teeth cleaning with the water pick and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh wow. I'm like, thank God she didn't have that like pointy thing anymore because that thing was terrible.
It's
But
like a pressure washer for your teeth.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
You use the green. Wait, is that the one with the little like red and white and green swirl? They still have that? I used to
Y'all
love
know, I
that
thought,
toothpaste.
what was it? No, remember Mentadent? And the one like when you would push it, it would come out both sides of the nozzle. Do y'all
Oh
remember? It
my
was a
God,
big like,
I remembered that.
yes,
I
the big
do.
square Mentadent. Yep. And then it was like aqua
It was like
fresh or
blue, like aqua clear blue and white.
uh-huh.
On the other side, you
And
had one. Pretty cool.
I thought it had a third one, like a red and a white and like a red, white, and blue one.
Oh, maybe they
And
had
it
red.
came out. It came out like in a
Oh, that was
swirl. Like you,
Aqua Fresh. Okay, Aqua Fresh
aqua.
had
Yep.
the blue and white, but that had a similar thing. It came in like a square, and you push the thing down. And that's all my mom used, in Ivory soap. That's all her bathroom like. Oh, and Pond's cold cream. I swear, that's all her bathroom smelled like.
And she's probably gorgeous, young, and I do use Ivory soap. I'm not gonna lie, I love that shit.
I do love Ivory soap too. I use it too. She used Noxzema.
I used the Pond.
Noxzema was like her jam too.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Risk was that bright red. That was the oh my god, what was that? Colgate? No. I can't remember. I remember the bright red one. I can't remember what it was called though. Hi Punksy!
Hey,
Punksy! Live.
Oh, you're live, Punksy. It reminded me, guys. Listen to how cool this is. So me and hubby are going to pay to go to Penhurst Asylum and ghost hunt for the night.
God, when are you going? Whoa. That's awesome.
If they let me film, I'll totally stream it. But they have it until May, and they have two ones. They have one where you can do in like the most violent area. It's called Quaker, the Quaker building. And then there's another one that's a little less, but it's from like 7 to 2:30 a.m. And you can either bring your own ghost equipment or you can borrow theirs. And you get to just like stay like till then and ghost hunt. He wants something to do with it, but I'm like, it'll make good content. Come on.
Oh my god, Penhurst is crazy with activity. I hope you can stream from that one.
I live probably like not even like a half hour from Penhurst. So
really, oh, that's cool. That's really cool.
I don't have any like saying like those kind of like cool places to go, but I've done I know Plantation, kind of big old farm, old houses in the South. If anyone's interested in going to those, I know people who do that.
I love like ghosts and paranormal and scary stuff until I get there.
Until they reach out and touch you.
Yeah. So I'll probably like have a heart attack while I'm there, but I'm gonna go. I actually was gonna interview the guy who does the Paranormal 60 oh my gosh, I can't. He does the Holzer Files on Discovery Channel. Oh my god, I feel
oh, okay.
Yeah, we like planned everything out, and then he got COVID, and then we never like worked it back out. But I'm gonna reach out to him again and set one up, because I love ghost. Like
me too. I am so into it, and I'm so excited for you, and I'm so excited for Punksy, and I want to go ghost hunting with both of you. I think that would be so much fun.
I've done it once.
Paranormal Activity YouTuber, no, but I'd be totally down to watch that. I like watching I liked Destination Fear and like Ghost Hunters. I love those shows, all them.
Oh my god, I was obsessed with Ghost Hunters, and what was the Zach show? Oh god,
that's Ghost Hunters with Zach Baggins.
Oh, that was Ghost. No, I thought Ghost Hunters that's Ghost Hunters. What was the one with
Ghost Adventures? Sorry, that's
Ghost Adventures. That's right.
And then they have, I don't remember. There is a Ghost Hunters, I think, but I forget who's good.
That's the Plumbers, right?
Yeah, I think so. And then there's Destination Fear. And there's Holzer Files, and then there was one that was what was the other one? There was another one too, and I can't think of it.
Oh, Risk.
Later.
Risk, you've never seen one? I saw one once, and I can't believe I didn't even say this on Punksy's, but I was so enthralled into everything that she was saying. Actually, it was in a friend of ours. They've had like a hunting like lodge thing in Virginia, like right on the river, but it's also it's this huge piece of land, and it's literally the original, like they do tours through the plantation house that they bought, And so when we all got there one night, they were like, y'all want to go over, like in the golf cart, just to go drive over and see it? Because there's a story that the girl, a young woman who lived in that house, the whole thing was that she was supposed to, since they're right on the river, that she was supposed to walk out to the dock, and the love of her life was going to pick her up by boat, and they would leave. But I
Is
think
that the one who
he
would
was.
walk on the widow's walk?
Oh, she didn't walk on the widow's walk on this one. I mean, widow's walk now, like I love it in the daytime when I see them on like old, just classic, those old houses. I love them. If I see
Mhm.
a ghost on a widow's walk, I will, I'm done. But the one I saw that night, because we didn't know if we would see it, we went so late. And I remember I started in the I was in the back seat. However, we did it. It was just crazy, but we literally just drove up and not expecting necessarily to see anything. I am not kidding. It was the day, like the figure she literally did. It was, and you almost like her dress. It's almost like a, I don't know, go back to the like 1920s, like those old like nightgowns. You know what I mean? Just like
Mhm.
that flowing white. And all, she never turned her head. She never did anything. She went right through like the wrought iron. There's a bench by this huge old tree. Went right through it, but she just keeps heading to the dock. I have never, like it was so interesting, but I can tell you, I have never climbed over into the other seat on the other side of a golf cart so fast in my life. Like I literally was like, "That's amazing. We gotta go because we don't go here. Like she has things to do. This is her house. What are we doing?" But it was, I mean, I have to say, like I can shut my eyes and see it to this day, and you really do. Like, and that figure just went just just moseyed straight across. But that was the whole story, that she apparently at night always walks down to the river, to the dock, because she's going to look for the boat and her bow.
I've never
But
seen a
FYI.
ghost, but I read this book on like how to like talk to ghosts. So I tried it. Like
Mhm.
they gave you like a little like thing on like what to do. And I swear to God, I was sitting there and it felt like somebody went like hit me like this hard, and I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm putting this book away, and I
Yeah,
freaked
I've had a
out
couple
though.
experiences that are scary as hell. Um, I had sleep paralysis once a couple years ago, which was the most terrifying thing I've ever had
Sleep
happen.
paralysis is so scary. Like,
But I saw an old man before it happened, and it was like he came right at me and then I couldn't move. And all I could think of to do was pray. And I couldn't even move my lips to pray. I was just like moaning. And my husband's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm like, but he's had paranormal experiences too. Before he had a heart attack, he saw 3 angels in our bedroom. I wasn't there. I was actually out of town. And he woke up and he called me and he was like, "There were 3 dudes standing in our bedroom." And I'm like, "I beg your pardon? What are you doing?" And he was like, "No, I swear." He's like, "They were like angels. They were like these." And then he goes, "We have 3 windows in our bedroom." And he said, all of a sudden, they all faded off into one in each window. And like, I was like, "Oh my God." Yeah. And then like a week later, he had a heart attack. He was like, "I swear they were coming to get me." He was like,
I would have freaked out.
he did.
Grandma Sherry said she used to talk to an old guy in her house when she was a kid. His name was Frank. And her mom freaked out and said that's her dad, and she got scared and never saw him again.
Oh.
But my husband swears that he sees. All right, so he'll wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and it always wakes me up, and he'll be like dead in his sleep, and he'll be like just looking at like a pile of clothes or like
Mhm.
something in the room and be like, "Do you see that?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You don't see that." He's like, "I swear to God, I just saw something looking at me." And I'm like, "Dude, there's nothing there." He's done this. He does this probably like once a week where he swears. So somebody did like a TikTok joking, and it was like the demon on this, like your pile of clothes turns into a demon in
Uh-huh.
the middle of the night, and they put like a little eyeballs on it. I'm like, this is so you. And he was like, "Don't think I don't see you there, man," and like is yelling into the darkness of the other room. And I'm like, there's really nothing there, baby. He's like, I'm telling you, there's a demon in there, and it stares at me in the middle of the night. And literally, he wakes up like once a week and he'll just be like, and just stare. And I'm like, what are you doing?
That's creepier than having something staring back at you. It's you sitting up in bed.
It's not creepy to me because I just look and I'm like, that just looks like a pile of clothes or, something like a bureau, across the room. But to him, he sees something. But
I hear more. I don't see anything, but I hear things.
3 a.m. is the most active time. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Well, it's usually probably around then because we're both usually sleeping at that point. And, yeah, like he'll wake up and literally just swear that something's staring at him.
See, that would terrify me more. I'm not going to lie. I'd be like, lay down, shut up, play dead, pretend it's not there.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think there's like ghosts and like, another realm. I mean, I don't know how it works,
100%.
but I totally like ghost hunting stuff and everything. And I don't think I'm scared until I get there. So I'll probably be. Oh, here's one more funny story before I get into Bella. All right. So one night we were like in high school and me and a couple of my friends, we were like, let's go visit haunted places. We're like bored and one of our friends had a car. So we're like, let's just go drive around and find haunted places. So we looked up, haunted places in PA. And we found this one called Hansel Road. And we were like, oh my gosh, we got to go here. Literally, we drove all the way to this place and we drove around for like an hour looking for it. But then we found this road nearby and it was really dark and scary. And we thought maybe it was it. So we drove down there and me and my friend totally chickened out. We were screaming in the back seat. And we made the guys we were with drop us off on the street and go back and look themselves. So we were sitting in the middle of this like brand new development. And I look over at the sign in the development and it says Hansel Road. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
we drove like an hour and a half to this place. And it, in the fine print on the website that we went on, it literally said like, it's like been destroyed and a development has been built over it. But we didn't read that far. We just got like, like 5 sentences in and we're like, yes, this place,
We're totally going there.
And we were freaking out and they literally dropped us off on the street when they went down this like creepy, scary road. But it was funny.
That's funny.
Pets can be ghosts. Oh, really? I believe that. I could see that. The ghost hunting book? Oh, I'm totally excited. And if they allow streaming, which I really hope they do, I will totally stream it.
I'm excited. I definitely want to watch if you do it. Sometimes
I swear one of my cats that passed 5 years ago jumps on my bed at night. Oh, wow. I can see they're probably, I mean, if there's human ghosts, I'm sure there's pet ghosts.
And especially if you're like energy, you're attached to it. You love, your animal. I would think that they wouldn't. I would think they'd still be around, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so.
And
they still eat my homework.
Yep. But yeah, are you guys planning to do a Stephen Smith live? Because if you are, we totally got
probably a couple. Yeah, you want to be there?
Hell yeah, I will. I was reading before we get into this too. I was reading the case file, and I'm so glad they're going back into this. They said that it was based on the MAOI. What was it? LFT. We were like, the report by
that screenshot I sent it to Tia too. That screenshot of that part of the article because it wasn't necessarily something that they found at Moselle while they were there. It was something in the. Oh, I'm a dummy. I'll just look at
based
the
off the report.
It said Tia. What did it say? I'm going to my messages to Tia.
The MAO.
It said contrary to popular perception, SLED's investigation into Stephen Smith's death was not based on any evidence or information obtained at Moselle, but rather the agency obtaining a copy of the MAT report, or in all caps, MAIT report.
MAIT.
That
That
was-
was it. I think
yeah.
that's like the highway patrol investigators. And I'm just guessing that they went through this again and they were like, this just doesn't scream
No.
an
Well,
an
I was
accident.
reading the autopsy and some of the things that first a coroner, I guess. I'm stunned.
Yes.
I'm freaking stunned. People are like, she said, just whatever it is, just let me know and I'll write it down.
Yeah, she didn't even like. I was horrified by that because she was just like, oh, well, like they didn't know what else it was. So it had to be a car. But I'll tell you what.
He was in the road.
I think we talked about this on your panel. I got hit by a drunk driver. It was either you guys or Jen.
It was us.
That was nice. That was
as long as I
I
live.
got hit by a car when I was 14, okay? I was crossing the street and a drunk driver was behind a row of cars and they were drunk. They had no license, no insurance. They literally flew around the other cars and ran the red light and hit me and kept going. And the nurse or the doctor said if they didn't hit me, that I probably would have died because I would have went under the car, but I like went over. And I literally flipped over the car. My shoes and socks both flew off, which is pretty much standard for people that get hit by cars. Like your shoes, like you get hit with such force that your shoes and socks, even my one sock came off. And his shoes were like not. Oh no, I was picking up blizzard. I was reaching in my bag. But his shoes were like not even tied. They were like very.
That's what I was going to ask you. When you got hit, I saw you talking on somebody's panel recently, and I was like, "Oh God, I want to ask her this question, but I didn't want to ask you like publicly until you like we're going to talk about it again." But were your shoes like lace-up shoes? Were they slip-on shoes? Were they lace-up shoes? I'm so curious.
I believe they were lace-up. They were probably similar to like Stevens because back then I would like lace my shoes, but like tuck the laces under my feet. I think they were just regular lace-up shoes, like sneakers. But yeah, and there was nothing else like on his body. Like he didn't really have road rash.
No.
Yeah, he just. It almost looks like something happened, and then whatever they like moved his body and made it appear that he had run out of gas. I think his wallet was even like in his car.
It was his wallet.
Everything was pristine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
everything
was
was
like, if you ran out of gas, why would you leave your wallet in your car? So,
and also that the fact that shoot. LFT, where is I going with this? Oh, I would assume like, there's no skid marks. There's no like actual car debris. There's no glass. There's no marks on the side of the road from any fresh tire marks anywhere.
Yeah, and they even said that the wound had looked like it was like cylindrical in nature, like it was kind of like it looked like a baseball bat. Or at first I thought it was a gunshot wound, and then they said it had like a like the shape of a baseball bat kind of. I think his gas tank was empty. Right?
They don't know. They don't know.
They don't know.
Because when the police went to get the car, they took a gallon of gas and filled it up before they started the car. So there's no way to know if the car was actually out of gas or not because they had already filled it up. You know what I mean?
Yep. I think so too, Grandma Sherry. I think they staged his car, and I think that they opened the gas tank. Hey, Parker!
Shut up, Parker!
Parker! Hey, Parker!
I have missed you.
If you want to come up and talk Vallow here, I'll share the link.
Please come up, Parker.
And say hi.
Yeah, we miss you.
I missed Parker's live the other night, and just for the record, Parker, I was kind of stalking. I was stalking it because I know that you were changing it because I know, like, we all
I told
There's
her I
no
was going to
diss when
be
I
there
said that.
too.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, I'm such a shit demon. I fell
Yep,
asleep.
that's okay. I what Kate said. I say exactly what Kate said. I was like, I felt like such a shit because I was like, I was gonna be there, and then I was like, no, wait, she's not doing it tonight. She's doing it. She's got a lot going on with fam and school. She's got to push it another night. I swear. So my apologies for not being
Yeah,
there.
I apologize too.
I want
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I want Parker to come up because I miss her, and I bet her ears have been burning because I have been running my trap about her. Ask LFT. I'm like, where the hell is she? I miss her. I miss her coverage of things.
Like, I don't know. Well, she didn't respond to the time of the meeting. She
Damn
says,
it.
"F you. She'll talk to you later."
I'm trying to get my screen to work, but it's okay. There we go.
But yeah, I totally agree. I think it was staged, and I'm so glad they reopened this. I don't know if at this point I don't know if a murder was involved. Buster has come forward and said that he's not responsible, and he made a public statement. But what I did find interesting is in the case file they said there was this guy named Chris who said that he witnessed Steven get beat to death with a baseball bat by Buster. So I'm like, oh wow, I wonder if they actually do have a physical witness or if that's just rumor. But
there's a couple people we're looking up right now. Dante Aiken is one. The Chris guy is another. Last night we stayed up kind of late looking into a couple different people, right, LFT?
Yes, that's what I was trying to say when I got, so it was so funny. Kate, I messaged with her for a minute saying, then it was about doing this live, and then we went into like a Stephen Smith, like just rabbit hole conversation, and I literally was like, oh, F this, I can't even type it anymore. Like, I was like, be prepared for a handful of voice messages, which I did deliver, and I delivered on those. But I told her that to you. I was like, we've got to go through. I was trying to say, I was like, we came up with some names that there could be other connections that might be worth looking into. And then there's other things, Kate, that we've discussed and somewhat in what you and I have talked about, Tia. And then I was like,
I'm excited.
I
was going to say, I think we should do something this weekend and maybe go live about Steven this weekend and talk about it because I'm super excited. I'm super pumped that they are reopening the case. And LFT went on a hunting spree today herself and pulled all the documents. And I've been reading Sandy's letter over and over again. I don't know. I don't know who did this.
Can we talk about the Highway Patrol report being 110? How far have y'all gotten on that? Because I haven't gotten very far in the 110-page report.
Not that far, but I'm
like 50 pages in, I'll be honest.
Yeah, I skipped a lot of I screenshotted everything, but I skipped a lot of pages that were kind of like didn't really have any important information on, or just like there were some that just like didn't really have anything. So I'm probably like 20 in, but
okay,
it's pretty.
And sorry, I unmuted and I'm simply like tearing and cutting kale right now. So, but if it gets loud and I need to mute, please tell me because
I've had my latest food addiction is chickpeas. I've been eating like chickpeas like crazy. I love chickpeas and salads.
Get out of town! I just had some. It's like a Mediterranean like diet. I love it.
And I like putting them in the oven and like making them all crunchy, like toasty. Eating them like that, they're good like that too.
Y'all ever use the Jane's crazy salt? That seasoning, it's just like in everything kind of.
I've not heard of it.
Oh, you would really like it. I'm surprised I didn't make you anything with that on it.
Me too.
Well, this kale is gonna have some. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I digress. What are we talking about?
Yes, Punksy, I am in PA. I'm near Philly. I'm like right outside of Philly. Stephen Smith we were talking about before chickpeas, and then I said something about
Stephen Smith before
Stephen,
chickpeas.
I love how she says that. Stephen Smith and then chickpeas.
And then before the chickpea. Okay, got it.
Mhm.
Sorry, I digress. So yeah, but no, I'm really glad that I've got a lot of. Well, Tia reads a lot, so I've got some catching up to do on that highway patrol report. But I'm so like, I know Kate, you're probably the same way, but like I actually read all the handwritten notes, kind of word for word. It's
Oh, yeah.
crazy what you pick up on there, like
Yeah.
the little details where they're like, "Holy cow!" Someone's like, "They never said anything about this or whatnot." You know, as time goes on, and then you look back and read the reports, and you're like, "Wait a minute, this." You know, maybe he might not be a high-ranking officer or investigator, but this guy literally has it mentioned right effing here. I don't know. I just like reading.
And I
Stuff
thought
like
it was
that.
interesting that they waited until the Murdaugh trial was over to make the announcement, and it's like,
Mhm.
if you don't think there, like, if there wasn't a connection somehow that they
Right.
know of, why would they wait to say anything till after the trial ended? I don't know. That just is like, you got me thinking, like, maybe there is something. Oh, cool, Punksy. So you're not that far from me then.
Timing is everything. I think
Mhm.
it. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if Buster has anything to do with it, but I definitely find Randy's behavior bizarre.
That's what makes me think it's more. And Kate, I think you like when we were talking about like the own little like the low country version of Stormy Daniels. That whole kind of what is it? Extracurricular kind of activity or rings, for lack of a better word. That's what
Yeah,
made me think
maybe
like,
there was some kind of
mhm,
relationship going on
mhm,
with an older person in the
mhm,
family or somebody like that, and because
mhm,
he was dating an older guy supposedly from that
mhm.
area, so, or from that
Yeah.
one like place where he had the key card or whatever. So it wouldn't really, shock me if there was something else to it, but you know.
Me
There's
either.
definitely it might be a different Murdaugh or some other connection to Murdaugh.
Now
Look, I'm really
imagine.
glad that you want to look into it though with us. I'm super excited.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
kind of just, yeah, I assumed we're all a go on that one because I only,
Mhm.
like, literally asked Kate. I was like, I'm not, no, for real, I'm not going to type another thing. Have fun listening to my voice. P.S. It was me waking up from, the mid-afternoon, early morning nap, too. So I listened to like 14 seconds of one of the voice messages I sent, and I was like, oh, hell no. It paused, and I was like, have fun with that, Kate. I mean whatever, all that stuff I said. Just try to ignore the voice if you can.
No, you sounded lovely, even though you had just woken up.
But how would Lori, like, okay, these people handle their mess by like being quiet and trying to make a cover up. Lori Vallow, on the other hand, goes quiet, but like another kind of evil. Like, ugh.
What is up with the crazy women on trial right now?
Oh, I know. It's like it is. It's like a Sarah Boone, Letitia, and Lori. It's like a triple.
It's like a triple threat of crazy.
It's
Yeah.
the trifecta. The
Crazy
trifecta.
women. I didn't even think of that, but you're right.
It's
Chaz is
so
going to be
crazy.
later. So, hey, it's me, Jay.
I actually
But
have a
yeah.
lot of questions though for Kate, Tia, and probably the chat as we go through this.
The Vallow.
I will
Fair
mute.
war-
You just ask
fair-
away.
Fair warning.
I love it.
I love the Vallow case because I feel like it's like one of those cases where you go over it and then you go back and you can always find something you didn't see before. Like, I thought I knew like everything about the case, and then her brother did this 2020 special called Adam and Evil, and it was so good
What?
because
When
it like showed the family dynamics, which were like strange.
Bizarre at best.
Yeah, like super bizarre. Like her brother was the only one who really believed Charles and tried to do anything about it. and they like shunned him for trying to do anything about it and told him like, you know, she's harmless, you know, don't worry about it. And clearly she wasn't. Like,
Okay, but can we talk about the brother-sister relationship that was a bit funky
yes.
too?
Oh my gosh. I swear she had a sexual relationship with Alex, and I think he was the one who did all, like, he killed everyone, in my opinion.
I think
like,
he had, yeah.
I think he did it for her.
I do too. I think it's weird that he was so free with his hands and she was like okay with it. I mean,
Yep.
I have a boy and a girl, and neither one pay any attention to their teenagers. And I don't know. I guess he said something to the effect that she was hot, and I asked my
So
son.
hot, and he would wrap her legs around her, and like around him, and like bounce up and down, like he was like humping her, like joking. And he would touch her boobs. And listen to this, he was such a creep. Ooh, this man had like a bunch of online wives, and he would go out. He would take like, this is what Adam said in that Adam and Evil thing. He would take off from work for like a week at a time, like once a month or once every couple months. And he would go to like Thailand's red light district and just spend a week. It's Thailand, right? The red light district.
I think that's actually, that sounds right.
It's go and spend like a whole week there, just take off from work, and it was like his regular thing. You know what I mean? Like,
weirdo.
Yeah, and I think she like controlled him that way. Like, who? I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that he just got caught up in this religious hype and just like did all of it for religion.
I don't think he was like, I don't get the religious hype caught up in it when it comes to Alex. Like, I think Melanie, like niece Melanie, could be one that I could say would be caught up in the religious, and I don't mean to call religion a conspiracy when I say this, but that conspiracy of like the end of the world thing. Like, I think
like
Melanie,
the end of the world's coming, and
I think Melanie, the niece Melanie, certainly like got swept up into that. I think Alex is a whole new ball of wax, because even I remember that very first, like the Dateline or 48 Hours they did when, oh sorry y'all, the Lori's mom and her sister, they seem super cute, super nice. Melanie's mom has passed away, so it would be the only other sister. Their very first interview, how they were like, "Oh my gosh, there's no way Lori has anything to do with this. No, 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 no." And then the one in the past, like
her cousin, or wasn't? Wait, what was Melanie?
I thought it was her mom. Like, remember her mom?
Melanie is her niece. Melanie.
Right, so there's a Melanie Bordeaux, or however you say it, is her niece, and then there's that other
Melanie Gibb. Melanie
Gibb, who was her friend.
Right. And she's a wackadoodle too.
Oh yeah,
she's
and
the one who.
Yeah.
But she's the crazy thing
is too. They're the whole of them.
It's they're all batshit.
Yeah. And
I would love to see them go
Melanie
to people.
Bordeaux's ex too. They tried to kill him.
And he spotted them. He knew the car the second he saw it. Yeah. What was his name? The niece Melanie's ex-husband. Brandon. Because now she's married to Ian. Is that his name? Ian something?
I think so. I think there's definitely an Ian.
But I thought that.
So,
it's like a bowl of nuts.
I want to say it's like Pulowski.
Pulowski. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. But the interesting thing is to see that the rest of the family, in terms of like Lori's family, from their first Dateline 48 Hours from a couple of years ago, right after or right before Tylee and JJ were found, to the one that was done in the last year to 6 months, like their attitudes to Lori completely changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost like that was the first sign, because before I was like, are you all kidding me? How are you defending this? And I know that has to be a hard position to be put in. Don't get me wrong. Like, that's your daughter and your sister that, and all of a sudden their kids are missing. You know what I mean? Like, you want to believe it, but to see the change in how just like, absolutely not. Lori is not that kind of person. There's no way she would have done that to fast forward to
downward spiral of her being like the sweetest woman who cared so much about JJ and all that stuff to this like calculating monster, which I don't even. Oh, Grandma Sherry said Melanie
She's
and Ian got
diabolic.
married. Yeah. Melanie and Ian got married like a month after meeting, Grandma Sherry said. So
Oh, weird.
So it is Ian. All right, so all right. You got your opinion. Do you think this was all Lori? Or do you think Chad manipulated Lori? Or do you think it was like both?
I think
Lori manipulated Chad.
I think
Like the chicken or the egg, you know what I mean?
I think it's a chicken. It's a chicken. It's a guinea. It's a chicken. I think that Lori is the mastermind behind all of it. I really do. And I think that Chad is the perfect storm for her and the easier like she used her prowess to manipulate him. Not that he wasn't evil in his own way, but I don't think he was at level 10 where she was.
I don't either.
That's my opinion.
He became level 10 when he killed his wife, but I think classic Lady Macbeth situation for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it definitely like played into like both of it because like Chad's like, all right, so do you think she killed her kids or got her kids killed because Chad did that like light and dark thing and said they were zombies. Did you ever see his little like email he sent where he like gave everyone their numbers? Do you think that they off them because of his like saying they're zombies? Like, do you think that's the reason, or do you think
I think that was the excuse. I don't think that was the reason. I think that's the excuse. That's just my opinion.
I think they killed Tammy and killed Charles with the intent of getting money.
I agree.
For whatever plan they had, like, because she definitely, like, planned to get that money for his insurance policy, and Chad, the genius that he is, that literally saw it coming. Poor thing. Like, that's so sad that he knew that his wife was gonna kill him.
How ironic.
That he changed his insurance policy.
The beneficiary.
The beneficiary in Kay Woodcock's name.
Which I thought was that was amazing.
Is that when Lori defined, because actually Tia, is that what we were talking earlier? My answer was because she was like, why is basically listening back to that the recorded phone call that Melanie Gibb did when she spoke to Chad and Lori that night when they were talking about the whole like thing with Kay and JJ, and her reasoning for why Kay was so dark. Tell me if I have this right. In terms of her conversation with Melanie Gibb, Lori says the reason Kay Woodcock was so dark was because her name was on, essentially she was the beneficiary of the life insurance policy, and that, so she was like, so that takes away from the kids.
Yes, I think that makes her evil. Yeah, I think that makes her black. I think when you want that money, a lot of things make you evil, zombie, dark, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, when you want that money.
You know what's, you're right, because you know what's even makes you even darker for wanting that more money is taking your child's iPad and like, what did she have? JJ stuff, right? Like, so she was still getting the checks, and like when she got detained in freaking Hawaii, that's what they found on her. And I was like, no, now that you just took sick to the new level. You just you took it a step beyond what you had already done.
I don't think that's the sick part. I think barbecuing your daughter is the sick part. I think that's the one where I have the issue. Like, I can't. First of all, I can't imagine ever hurting a child, let alone my own. A child, period. Let alone like I cannot get behind.
I think we had Alex do everything. I think she
So do I.
manipulated him into
I think
killing
I think
everyone.
that was her hitman. Wink, wink. For a lot of things.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Do y'all think that they knew that they were going to take? Does any actually, if I can ask you two as well as the chat, do y'all think that they knew all along that at the end of this they would have to get rid of Alex as well?
I think so, but
Mhm.
it's just crazy to me that he died of a blood clot. Cuz like part of me is like there's no way. You know what I mean? Like there has to be like they had to have taken him out. You know what I mean? But they said he really died of like a blood clot. So, but I still have a hard time coming to terms with that because
Yeah, and Tammy died of natural causes.
yeah. Well, I mean,
wonder what they do.
I guess you could like how could they? I mean, unless they just said, "Oh, it's a blood clot," and didn't even really look into it, but maybe they did like poison him or something. You know, I don't know, but
I don't.
yeah,
I
I
don't.
think they poisoned him because I just it's just too ironic for me to believe that they didn't do something to him because it
Mhm.
just and he even told his wife if anything happens to me, it was them. Oh, I just dropped my cup. Thank God I only had a drop in there. He said if anything
Don't
happens
drop
to
your
me,
wine.
I did just a little drop. I caught it before the whole thing spilled. But yeah, asphyxiation is not natural causes. Didn't they say initially that she died of natural causes and then they
Yeah,
exhumed her?
that's why they
Right?
didn't. Yeah, that's. Don't forget, Zulema could create earthquakes. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Zulema or Zulema. I forget Zulema.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tylee, they like barbecued her. And this is what's so weird is like they didn't do that to JJ, but they did it to Tylee. It was like, why?
I know. I don't understand. First of all, if they're so dark, why would you want where'd she go? Why would you want that in your body? Like there's so many things. I mean, I can't follow the plan here. I cannot follow the plan. I can't get an understand. I mean, I'm trying to rationalize crazy. I realize that, but usually
so were they gonna like go get like a bunker or something? Like I don't understand what their end
game was.
Yeah, like I don't like I know they were preparing for I don't know, I guess
End of times.
The end of times and like how I guess the LDS believes to an extent like there's celestial beings and then I don't know, I've read up on it before and there's like celestial beings and then there's another like level and then there's the normal people which it's like terrestrial, celestial and something else.
Okay.
And they believe that they were like the highest beings that would like when God came down that they would be selected to like start anew. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like I wonder like did they plan on getting a bunch of money and like buying a bunker or something, you know?
Were
like,
the kids insured by any chance? Does anyone know? I was just asking. Interdimensional. Thank you, Melissa. Interdimensional. Now I'm singing Beastie Boys in the back of my head. Sorry. Intergalactic.
I thought for the longest time in that song, and now everyone, when you go listen to it, you're gonna hear it. You know how they say, I can't even think of the actual lyric. Oh, another dimension. They go, another dimension, another dimension. It literally sounds like they say, I have an erection. I thought they were saying that for the longest time, and if y'all don't believe me, Go back and listen to the
I'm gonna
song,
go
and I
play
promise you will hear "I have an erection" instead of another dimension. I promise you. You're
That's
gonna be like, oh my
amazing.
god! Now I don't know what he
I-
says.
Oh my God, I'm going to hear that so many times now from
I
Tia.
can't wait.
Thank you,
Playing
Yeah.
Kate.
And
Oh,
like me and my brother argue about it all the time. He's like, the lyrics say another dimension. I'm like, I get it, but just listen to it because I swear to God, it sounds like they're saying, I have an erection. It's like, I have an erection. I have an
Which
erection.
to
I
me
have an
makes much
erection.
more
I have an
sense.
erection. I have an erection. That's what it sounds like. I swear to God. I swear to God.
Oh god, this is I have an erection
And,
in
like,
another dimension.
He's like, I know it sounds like that, but those are the lyrics. And I was like, well, maybe they did it to be funny, and it's like a subliminal thing, and you have to like listen to see if you hear it. I don't know, but I like to think that they say that because it's funny. But
I like to think that that's what
Well,
they're saying.
I swear to God, y'all are gonna go listen to the song now and be like, damn it, that's all I hear.
I'm gonna listen. I'm telling you, I'm gonna make LFT listen to it when we get off here.
no, for real, I was about to say no. Okay, here's two more that you can do. Wait, one I will take credit for. One was me. Remember that song? Remember that like y'all years and years and years ago, the Chubbawamba song?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I used to think it was How Bizarre, not How Was I? No, wait, is it How Bizarre?
How bizarre
No,
is a song?
That's a different song.
How
Yeah.
bizarre.
no. But the like when he was like, and it was like it was either said How Was I, and I'm speaking of the Trouble one, but that one that you're singing, Kate, that one. What's the chorus? And it was either like because it was like either How Bizarre in it, but I kept going How Was I? Or vice versa. Whatever the wrong one was the thing I was doing. But I also had a friend, in all fairness, that check yes or no if it's like George Strait or
Oh, I love
who
that
else
song.
sang it. Okay, so but I knew it was check yes or no. She thought it was jackass or no.
I still love Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. I sing that every single time to the top of my lungs. Hold me closer, Tony Danza.
You know what I do every time I sing? Remember, what movie was that where they sing Total Eclipse? Oh, with what's his name? It's like the one where he goes to college, where he's in college.
It was like high school reunion. Like I
And
thought
they
it was
sing,
like so and so Michelle's high school reunion. Was that the one?
yeah, where they sing Total Eclipse of the Heart, and they're like, I fucking need you now tonight. I fucking
Oh my
need you
god.
now. And now every time I hear that
Oh
song,
my god, what is that one?
it's with Will
Oh my
Ferrell.
god.
The one where he goes to college.
Wait.
I think.
Was
Where
it
he's
old
in
school?
college.
There's a bathroom on the
No.
right. Yes.
Old school. Old school. It's old school. I'm
It
pretty
is
sure.
old school.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
And now every time I hear that
Okay.
song, it's like that's all I can sing it that way. It's like it's a new song now.
You're my boy, Blue. You're my boy,
Yeah.
Blue.
There's a
Yep,
bathroom
exactly.
on the right. I swear to God, you have. Oh my God, my husband and I sing these wackadoodle songs. We make up our own lyrics to weird songs all the time, but what you're saying here is so true. There's a bathroom on the right. Oh God, there's so many that I can think of too, and I can't think of them right now. But like, if the music's
Where
playing,
you thought like it was a whole nother word for the longest
oh
time.
God,
And you found
yeah.
the lyrics, you'd be like, no way.
Don't tell me. Don't ruin it for me. Because then the song takes a whole new, like, then I find out what the song's really about, and it's nothing like.
Oh my gosh, Lori, you reminded me of something really funny. All right, so when I was in high school, these kids had me like skip class and smoke, right? And then we went to smoke weed, and I like freak out. But this time I was actually like laughing, and we went to the library. We were watching stuff on the TV, and they're like, "You have to watch this, Kate." It was so funny. This guy did like a cartoon video of Fallout Boy. I'm just a notch in your bedpost, but you're just a lot. But he did like what he heard instead of like what they say in the song.
With the actual song.
And the one part is like, drop a whore. And he's like standing on a cliff, and there's like a little stick figure just like dropping a whore off a cliff. And then it's like, I'm just the nuts on your bedpost, and there's all like balls on the end of the bedpost. It was so funny. And in the beginning, it's just like this, it's like kid, and the guy's going like this, and then they put like the little wispy hair on him. It's like emo kid crying, and it's like, and it like plays the opening thing, and then they go into the song, and it's like, we're going down to in a lily around, and they spell it like LILYLAROW or something like that. Like they were saying the funniest stuff. You have to. I have to find it, and I'll have to share it. It's so funny. I could probably find it real quick.
Emily just reminded me of one of the songs we sang. She said, Paul Simon, Cold Corona. But I actually, My Sharona, we always sing My Corona.
Hold on. Fall out. What's that song? Oh, Sugar, We're Going Down. It was like.
I'm singing it in my head.
I found it already. I found it. For anyone
I'm really good at lyrics. I just don't know that, like, if someone does a lyric, I can start singing it, but don't ask me what the name of the damn song is because I'm not going to know the song.
I was a DJ for like all of my 20s, so I'm like, I know every lyrics, and every song, and every song name. Like, my husband's like, how do you know every damn song? Like, you just know it.
All right, Kate.
Listen.
You've been hit by a car. Kate's been hit by a car. She was a DJ for years. She walks her lizards and dresses up. You are a jack of all freaking trades. I am so blown away right now. I had no idea.
I'll show you guys my DJ picture real quick.
Oh, I want to see.
Oh my gosh, please show us your DJ. I want to see your DJ picture.
Well, one of them. If I can see all.
How long
Hold
were
on,
you
I gotta
DJing?
toss the tail.
Oh, I was like probably from like. Why did it go? I was a DJ for probably like what the heck? Now I'm gonna have to go. Hold on, photos. I know I got one in here somewhere. I showed them before, but now I can't find my my page. Just says it's not there for some reason. Oh, here's one of me. All right, this will work. I got one.
Yay.
There's me, DJ.
Oh my god, I love it.
That's so
Look
cool.
at you. It's like you right now. You're live and then you're DJing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I hear some ones with headphones. Let me see. Sorry, I'm on my Facebook, so I have to like switch off and go back on because I don't want to like, you know.
Oh my god, look at you. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we have to have a whole subject matter on this. Like, what got you into this? I need to know all the details. This is so cool.
And I'm gonna need Tia the next time you put on your headphones like that. You better be pretending like you're like twirling a record. I expect no less. When the air traffic control headphones come on, I want DJ. I want DJ next.
No, but you know what? I love these. I love these.
Air traffic control.
Look at these. I don't want air. I want DJ. Now that you've got the lights and the disco ball and crap, don't know. The gig is up now. You've committed and we're going DJ. And Kate just pointed it out.
Yes.
And I'm
can have a DJ
holding
party.
you to it. No, Kate, watch her lights.
If you want to know the truth,
glow.
I think you can blame Parker for my headphones. Parker had some cool headphones for a long time.
I thought Parker took them from her awesome daughter, and she was like, basically, she's not getting them back. Her pink and blue ones do. Yours are more air traffic control. But I'll give you $5 right now to Kate in a super chat if you will make your like I want the real, like the bouncing, like I want to go to the club.
My lights?
Yeah, not your fucking, no, not that. You know what I'm talking about. Don't play coy. The lights in the background.
There we go. Look, I got it.
Look, Kate, play music and watch what her lights do.
That's so cool. Wait, I'll turn mine on.
Woo, it's a strobe.
This is
Sorry, I don't want to
No,
give any
Kate.
signatures.
Kate can DJ in Tia's room. Kate. So when she has parties, we're gonna hire Kate and we're gonna do it. And there, look at it. Look, and then when you see it around the baseboards, like if the, like down by the floor, it's
Wait,
like
I'm gonna play music really quick.
just
We've totally
Oh
derailed
wait,
this one.
go.
what's this?
That's cool.
Isn't that
I
fun?
love it.
Glad you even said, "Where's my pacifier?" I think I like the pink light.
See,
Makes my skin look warm.
I do
I know. I
too.
like the pink ones
I like
too.
the
Okay.
pink and the white.
All right, we're sorry. We've derailed your entire life with nonsense. That
She is very cool. So I know we keep getting sidetracked. I'm having
All right,
fun
tell
with
me
it.
about Lori Vallow.
Yes, let's
She
finally
like
get into
Lori.
it.
we go.
I need to refill
We
my wine.
pre-partied. We pre-gamed. Now let's go to the Vallow.
All right, so we'll go over a timeline. I have a nice little timeline here. Now let me just say,
Yay.
this real quick.
I'm gonna grab a
What
water. I'm
Was
listening.
this lady thinking? Because Chad Daybell looks like a frog potato, and this guy was gorgeous. Like even with it, like they show a picture of him in like this lake holding JJ, and he was like like so built and good looking, and then she just went to the frog potato. Like, why? Like, look at this man. Look at Chad Daybell. He's a total frog potato. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Tell me he does not look like a frog potato. I'm just
No, he looks like don't why are we even making him big on your screen? Ew, don't make me look.
Look, frog potato. And then look at Charles. Like, come on.
So
man.
much cuter. Are her ex-husbands cute too?
Actually, Joe Ryan was actually, yeah, they're all like normal, right? Like I thought they were all. I mean, I don't know if I'm really one to judge, but they could have done better. Let's put it
Joe
that way.
wasn't
In my
bad.
opinion,
Joe Ryan
Yeah.
wasn't bad.
Frog
they
potato.
could have done better.
Well, I'm just thinking, I do not want that coming at me in any way, Chad. Like, sorry, nope.
I'm telling y'all, he's a frog potato. Now you can't unsee it.
No, you can't.
Chad is he's just a frog mixed with a potato. I don't know what it is, but that just screams frog potato.
Frog potato. Just
Well, the one night I said he looked like a frog, and then somebody was like, he looks like a potato. And then I was like, you're right. He's a frog potato.
that's so
But-
funny.
I mean, Charles was just so good looking. And then she goes to Chad. Like, why? So in 2006, she married Charles. She did some like beauty pageants, things like that.
Mhm.
She had all right, so her first husband was Joe Ryan. I don't know why they started at Charles, but whatever. Her first husband was Joe Ryan, and then she had what was her first
She was
son?
married before Joe. She was married before Joe. She had one.
Yeah, she was
like,
married
right.
before Joe, and then Joe, and then I think
thought-
she was married 5 times, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
she's
wait.
married 5 times, right?
All right.
Yeah, she was
shortly.
married twice before Charles.
Like wait,
Joe,
so
another guy.
shortly after she graduated, like high school, college. All right, there was that first
Married her
husband,
high
like the
school
young
sweetheart.
one. Mm-hmm. There was him. I thought it went from him to Joe Ryan to Charles to Chad. But wait, who am I missing? And he's
There
the
was a
fifth.
guy,
I'm
but she
trying to
was
pull it up.
very young. I forget his name, but it was before Joe. She was like super young. It was her first marriage.
High
I
school
don't
sweetheart, William Lagoya. Sorry, William.
remember. Yeah.
William
And then she
Lagoya,
married-
Joe Ryan, Charles Vallow, and Chad Vallow and Chad
Pretty heavy
Daybell.
accusations about Joe. Like, I don't know if they're true or if it's just like Lori being Lori and manipulative, but she made some like heavy accusations about Joe, if I remember correctly.
Yes, she did.
Those were bad. That was awful.
Yeah.
What she did there.
Yeah. And I don't like at this point now that I'm like everything she did. I don't know that I believe her, but because I feel like she's super manipulative and maybe use that. Oh, I got something in my eye. Hold on, guys. I feel like maybe she used that to manipulate her son, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But what is his name? Her oldest son.
Oh,
Isn't it
hold
something
on.
with a C, like Cody?
Cody, Corey? No,
Corey, I think it is something like that.
Cody?
Cody Ryan. Cody Ryan.
Yeah, I knew it was something similar to that. Hold on, I'm trying to find my eye drops.
She made him a little funky too. Like, didn't they? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
He
Well, he was found dead too.
huh?
Joe Ryan was found dead. She had
Not
Alex.
Colby. Jesus,
Colby,
Thumbthug.
yes,
Thank God
that's
you're
it.
here.
We were close.
Thank God Thumbthug's here.
Thug is also the one that said Chad looked like a potato.
Well, that figures.
But I think something crazy happened with Joe too, and that his sister is
Annie.
like fighting to get it looked into. Let me look it up real quick.
She's got her website. Remember that one that she did like a while, like the analytics thing was like wow. I mean, she's got it down to.
Yeah.
Look how cute. Oh. He was so cute.
He died some weird way, and I can't remember.
That kills me how he passed away, and that he was there for so long until anyone found him. Like he was there, right? Like
they
a
were
week or so.
embroiled in a lengthy, bitter custody battle for Tylee by this point. And this incident transpired while Alex was dropping off the young toddler for a visit. Nevertheless, as their disputation continued over the years, Joe followed in his ex-wife's footsteps to relocate to Arizona to be closer to his daughter. And was Colby his son? Or did he?
No, Colby was like the high school sweetheart son.
Okay,
right?
And he and Colby took his name, I guess. So he was found dead in his Phoenix apartment during a welfare check after a neighbor reportedly called in to explain his dog had detected a strange smell. According to police records, the 59-year-old had clearly passed away days prior since he was in an advanced stage of decomp. An examination ruled his cause of death a heart attack. Lori was notified of the matter. She was listed as his next of kin, despite the fact they hadn't been together for nearly 14 years, but she purportedly didn't tell any of his family members. But didn't she accuse him of like
SA, yes.
Yeah,
the kids.
like a
yeah,
the kids,
with Tylee or something. But
and
what killed me was
Colby.
Maybe Colby as well, but it killed me the way that she just is very good at manipulating, in my opinion. She might be one of the better people I've seen at manipulating stuff. Not that I aspire to be anything like a Lori Vallow, but touche, because you can pull the wool over people's eyes, and I don't want to know the reason for it, because it's got to be more than looks.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you she leaves a trail of like, all right, so Tia, what do I say it all the time? I'm like, SS so and so. Yep, SS Vallow leaves a mighty big weight.
Wait, so the son was accused of SA as well.
The
Maricopa
son?
County Attorney. Yeah. Ryan was arrested.
Now Colby's been accused of it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh wait, didn't he have like a case later though, like recently? Colby, like
didn't it come out after the Netflix thing? Didn't that come out or like right around the time of the Sins of the Mother?
I don't remember what happened. I think it had something to do with like his job or something like or ex-girlfriend. Wasn't it an ex-girlfriend? He did
His
something.
wife slept on the couch. The next day, Ryan's wife recorded a conversation the two had in which Ryan admitted to inappropriate touching and agreed that he R'd the victim. Okay, let me read this really
I
quick.
think it was his
SA
girlfriend.
charges against Colby Jordan Ryan, the
Or his
eldest and
wife.
only surviving son of Lori, accused of killing her two children, have been dropped, according to Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Ryan was arrested last week after being accused by his estranged wife of R. I can confirm that this office has filed a motion to dismiss without prejudice, which allows the office to file charges in the future, provides time for additional review of the case. Maricopa County 26 was released Thursday. This was September 13th, 22.
Yeah, it was his wife, and
Mhm.
they like got in a fight, and he had like assaulted her.
Oh, look at JJ. Oh my God.
I know. So, for those
Oh.
who don't know, the story of JJ is, I think it was Charles' sister was his actual mom, and she, I guess, couldn't like take care of him, so
Charles's nephew. I think it's Charles's
or
nephew.
niece,
It was
or
Kay's either son. It was Kay's son or daughter
It's
that
his
just had the
sister,
child.
right?
Yeah, Kay
Okay.
is the sister, and I
Yeah.
can't remember if it was Kay's son or Kay's daughter. And I have to admit, I haven't looked into it as much as other people have. But it's one of Kay. It was Kay's, but it's Kay's biological. JJ is her biological grandchild.
He's so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
So
And they were great. I love Kay and
basically,
Larry.
Matt, she became like a doomsday obsessed like prepper and fell in love with this guy who did a podcast, Chad Daybell, who like talked about, you know, preparing for the end of times. He told everyone that he could see God and that he could, you know, rate people if they were light or dark humans. And she basically ended up either killing her kids or having her brother or somebody kill her children, and then ran off and got married to this guy. Not only did she kill her children, she got her ex-husband or her husband killed. The guy Chad that she fell in love with killed his wife and her they killed her two children, and then they ran off to Hawaii together and got married. And everyone was looking for the kids, and she wouldn't tell anybody where they were at. And they were like buried at Chad Daybell, her new husband's cabin. I think it was in Utah, right? His cabin.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was their house, their residence, and right outside of, was it Rexburg or
I thought it was Utah.
he's Utah, but it's not. I thought between where she was residing where did Lori get her condo? When she and Melanie and Alex all moved.
Wasn't that in Arizona?
I thought that was in
No.
Arizona.
No, that's not
in
Arizona.
Arizona.
No, when JJ was last seen, like on the doorbell cam, they had moved.
Isn't that Arizona?
Where's Brigham Young?
Utah.
That's where it was. Because remember, Tylee was apparently at Cot Lake the whole time. When Melanie Pulowski moves out there, when Lori moves and Alex moves, remember, and then they're all.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know why I thought it was Arizona.
I think Matthew says to Utah.
Okay.
So they were there.
I thought their
They
condo
moved.
was in Arizona too, because that's where
Okay.
or that's they were there at some point. I don't know. But
They were there when Charles was killed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, JJ is so her husband's sister's child couldn't take care of JJ, and they wanted another child, so they adopted JJ. I believe he was autistic, and they said Lori was excellent with him. She was like, you know, really good with him, and people were just totally shocked because she like really, I guess, kind of like favored, like extra took care of JJ and was, because of like she worked with him because of his autism and really, cared so much about him. And then I don't know what happened. And Tylee was also super close to him too, and she would joke that she was like his mom,
Yeah.
Okay, so he was the grandson of Charles's sister. JJ had autism, and April Raymond, who was Lori's friend, says Lori was patient and an ideal mother for him. I have no idea.
April's the one in April is the one who is she's a really cute blonde. She's the one from Hawaii that got to be really close with them when they lived there. I think if that's correct, right? April was that cute.
When her and Charles were there?
Yeah, when she and Charles lived there, and I think April's daughter, no, it might not have been her daughter that was best friends with Tylee, but April and her family, that blonde, were very close with them when they lived in Hawaii, and everyone spoke highly of Lori throughout until shortly. I think my impression is until shortly before she got involved with whatever led her to really engage with Chad Daybell. Up until that point, everyone had said like she was an amazing mom. I mean, she doted on him. She cared, like was great with JJ. I don't know what she went to bed one night. I don't know if she like fell into. I don't know what it is, but it's like my impression. The more right, the second is like literally something changed in her kind of overnight because I don't know how so many people.
Apparently, no. I'm reading this right here. It says Charles files for divorce from Lori in February. He claims she. I have to say this with a straight face. I'm really sorry. He claims she views herself as a god and prepares for the second coming of Christ, according to court documents. How does one prepare themselves as a god?
I know,
she was listening. She was reading Chad Daybell's books that he wrote.
Yep. Was she the
I don't. Podcast.
Oh, I see. Okay, so then she went to meet him in person. Okay,
and she started listening to his podcast and became almost like obsessed with it. She got her niece into it. She got Alex into it, and then she went to meet him in person. And then they started like a friendship, and she would go to all his events, and was like obsessed with him, and she was just telling everybody, like trying to get everyone to be part of their their
when did
group,
she,
I guess.
When did she announce sorry, I got sidetracked with Stephen Smith and stuff earlier today. I should have looked at this and I should know it. When did Lori announce that she knew that she was a part of that 144,000, like that whole movement? Does anyone know?
I don't know when she did it. I have no idea. I just realized, and I didn't know this, that September 8th was the last day that Tylee was seen in Yellowstone. It was also the date that Chad signs an application with Tammy to increase her life insurance to the maximum allowed on the policy. Same day. How interesting.
Yep. So
I didn't realize that
day. So I agree, Jeanette. I get the same way. So I could play them if you guys want to watch him. Charles. She starts acting crazy, and she starts thinking that Charles is this demon. I forget what the name of like his demon was, but she was telling Charles that he wasn't Charles anymore, and that this demon had taken over his body, and that she needed to kill him. And he was like, he called the cops several times and was like, look.
He was like, the F you do.
Yeah, my wife, he's like, my wife is crazy. She's trying to kill me. She thinks I'm like this demon, And they said, like, sorry, man, like there's nothing we can do. Like, because she's not actually doing anything, Hold on.
Damn.
Vallow. It's just like horrifying that he knew that she was going to try and kill him.
He was he kept, was it something Schneider? Like, she kept saying that he's no longer Charles. He's something Schneider. Or, hold on, I'm Googling it. Charles
I
Vallow
don't remember his
Schneider.
name, but she thought he was a demon. He says it in the body cam footage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I wanted to see. Lori, when they lived in Arizona, that's when he died. So Lori was around for that. And that was April. Okay, so damn.
Oh wait, hold on. I didn't put the darn what's it called sound.
How old are your kids? 6.5 and 6 months. Okay.
Sorry, it's kind of low. I don't
How
know
long
why.
have you been trying?
I'll mute and see if it helps.
She's lost her mind. I don't know how to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a.
Can you guys see the closed captions at least? If like you can read them if you can hear what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
A God, and remember the 144,000. Jesus is coming next year. She took all the money out of her bank account today. My truck has gone from the airport. She went to the airport and got it. I just flew in from Dallas. So
Where's your truck?
I don't know.
Okay.
A friend of mine's truck picked me up. I went to the CSI to file a report, which is the community bridges or something. File a report.
So you did the petition?
Yeah, they ordered a pickup.
Okay. What time did you do that?
Hour and a half ago.
Okay. So what makes her a danger to herself and to others?
She threatened me, murder me, kill me.
She threatened to murder you?
Yes. And she said,
Wait, did he say he got a RO against her, or what's it called, a protective order, like a
TRO? Yeah.
Is that what he said he got? Because he was like, "Oh, you got the petition or something."
No,
I think that didn't he get a TRO?
Oh, I didn't think he did.
I don't.
I thought he was just.
But he said something weird about like a petition. Like, did you get?
I'm reading this timeline here. Let's see if it says anything in here.
Hey, Nina.
2020. When is this?
He said that that they're LDS, and that she believes that Jesus is coming next year, and she's like one of the chosen ones, and she drained their bank accounts, and she's threatening to murder him. And the guy's like treating him like he's like, I don't know.
Did she do that?
My bishop right there is in the car. He was on the phone with me today when she said, "I will have you destroyed." Is what she said there.
Okay, that's not a threat to kill you.
Yesterday was a threat to kill me.
Okay. What did she say yesterday?
She said, "You're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles, but I can murder you now with my powers."
Okay.
Okay. All right. Because I'm gonna kill you too. Yesterday was.
So she's speaking as a spiritual being.
So he said that she said, "I will destroy you," and he said, "Well, that's not a threat." And then he said, "Well, no, she threatened me yesterday. She said that she'll murder me with her powers, and that she's like, I don't know what happened to you. You're not Charles anymore."
Those officers are going. Oh, I hate that noise that those body cam things do.
Going on?
It's been going on for about 4 or 5 years. It's gotten really, really bad lately. She goes to the temple every day and speaks with Moroni and Jesus Christ. And they tell her what to do.
So he said it was going on about 4 or 5 years, but it's just now getting really bad.
You're not Charles. You're Nick Schneider.
Nick Schneider.
She had all this stuff.
God.
A new Schneider.
I know, me too. Thumbs
So
up.
she's got all this stuff, all these people in Utah who tell her how many past lives she's had and probation she's had.
She's was married to
I can make up numbers too.
She's also married to James the Just.
She was married
Yeah, this is
to
all foreign to me,
James,
so.
It's just it's foreign.
who's
Well, I'm not
foreign to
LDS.
me.
Crazy stuff.
I know you're using
Yes.
LDS terms here.
I
I
know, but it's just
Okay.
she's nonsensical.
Okay.
And I haven't seen my.
Is he the older one or the younger
He's
one?
young. He's 6.5 years old.
Okay,
I want to do this now. You've got a pickup order. Am I correct?
we do.
If she doesn't answer,
hmm
what do we do?
If she
Can I
doesn't
break
answer, we
into my
can't we can't enforce the order.
Can I break into my house?
Do you live here?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
My lease. I
Do you,
paid the lease.
do you guys have any orders of protections against you?
No, we do not. I'm gonna
No,
go get
no
one
police
tomorrow.
reports.
No, nothing.
Okay. So how does she pose a threat to your children?
Mm.
Wow.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
What if
That's-
that doesn't send shivers down your
Yeah,
spine?
that gave me the shivers. Like, how does she pose a threat to your children? If only they could have taken it more seriously then, you know?
That cop's got to live with that decision for the rest of his life.
I don't know what she's gonna do with them. I don't know if she's gonna flee with them. She's gonna hurt them.
You don't
Today-
even know if she's here, right?
Today on the phone. I can't. All the cars are the garage is closed. I don't know. She locked the garage door.
I
haven't
know.
Been up there yet.
I know.
She
But what
said
I'm hold on.
Sorry.
What I'm saying is, do you normally park two vehicles in the garage, inside the garage?
Correct.
Okay. So it's a possibility that her car and your truck are inside there?
I don't think she could fit my truck in her car at the same time, so they put them somewhere else. She said to me, all your stuff is gone. Charles'
Okay.
stuff is gone. You're
Okay.
not Charles, your stuff is gone. I don't know what that
And
means.
how long have you been trying to get in touch with the kids?
Since yesterday.
Since yesterday. Like last night or yesterday morning? Or?
But landed in Houston.
So
Tuesday.
does anyone know
Okay,
if
why did you
Charles
leave?
actually tried to get like
Okay. And when did you
permanent
leave?
custody of them?
Tuesday morning about 5 a.m.
Well, I know that that was part of their problem. They had the huge custody battle, right?
That was with Joe.
Oh, that was Joe. Charles is who we're talking about. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know if her and Charles.
I need a
had-
whiteboard. I'm sorry. I keep confusing people. And I picture the person that we're talking about, but then I say the wrong name.
To the airport?
No, but she's been.
It's like another Murdoch case where there's so many
Really is.
cases within another case, you know?
Uh-huh.
On
No,
vehicle
I didn't.
report with
I
Phoenix?
know she took it.
How do you know? You suspect.
I suspect.
Okay.
I suspect.
All right.
I don't use her, so,
Okay.
yeah. But I
Without
just-
concrete evidence, we
no
can't
comment.
say
I
for sure.
suspect.
Okay.
And she has the keys, the code. It's a Ford. The code.
So I guess she took his truck, right? Is that what he's saying? And like
So my boy's okay, and she's got to pick up
put it
order.
somewhere?
Hell, she locked him out. She took all the crap and left. Like she locked him.
Oh.
That's when Melanie Gibb came and helped and
My daughter's
it's I think Melanie Gibb had been there at one point with some interactions with Charles.
she told me not
That
to
bitch is a wackadoo too. All of them.
be stupid. She could have done
Authorities extradite Lori from Hawaii to Rexburg. Okay.
what Dave witnessed with me on the phone today. I thought it was best to have her. She's psychologically, she's gone. Something's happened to her.
How old is she?
30, 45.
45.
He said she's psychologically gone. Something happened to her. That's crazy. And you know what? He called Adam and was like, "Listen, man, this is Lori's brother." He was like, "You need to like help me. Like her family won't listen to me. Your sister is like losing her mind. She's trying to kill me. Like I'm really scared." And Adam flew home and went to his family's house and was like, "Listen, like Lori is doing this and that." And they were like, "Oh, Adam, like stop taking Charles's side." They stopped talking to him because they saw his phone and seen that he was texting Charles. And they felt like he was the enemy because of it. And they like cut him off. And basically they told him that Lori was just harmless and that, you know, she was really into the religious stuff, but she was harmless and wouldn't hurt nobody. Then literally like 2 days later, Charles was shot.
That's crazy.
I feel so sorry for Ty. Like, and they lured him there. Like, he was going thinking that he was picking up JJ.
Yeah. You could tell Tylee was very manipulated by her mother, I feel like.
Mm.
Like, her mother had her very, like, Lori was good at manipulating people, for sure.
That's how she got around. I think that's how she got everything.
Yeah.
He died of a pulmonary embolism.
Oh, Alex? The clot in his lung.
Oh, yeah. Alex, I'm sorry. Yes.
Or is she gonna be able to
I'm
have
reading.
a-
See, I shook my head and I was like, yeah, no, that's not who I meant at all.
Just
was trying to
probably,
see.
what you suspect.
You're a dark spirit.
Oh my God. If I swear to God, you guys, if the FBI ever busts me on my computer, you're going to find out some whack ass shit on it. Currently looking things up I should not be looking up.
Trying to ignore it, just hoping it'll get better.
Is she on any medications? No.
She won't do that.
So we've said she's been on about it for like 4 years, but in the last few months it got really bad.
Got really bad.
I think she was a complete psycho too. Yeah, and she needed someone like Chad to allow her power to act on it for sure.
But then it's kind of like this thing. That's what I meant. Like, this was something that she was kind of looking. Like, I feel like everything was running par for the course, if you will, in terms of her relationship with Charles and whatnot. And then it was like she gradually got into this, and then this, like, the end of times, the religious aspect, even like she delved into it so much deeper than anyone else in the family did. And I think for them, it was kind of like, I would assume that they saw gradual changes along the way, but that's kind of what I meant, that it was like it was like those gradual changes, but she was still essentially being a good mom. Like, it was just maybe like little red flags, but then it was like, my feeling is one day she woke up and was just like, like, she just, like, she peaked, she went over the edge, and it became the, like,
Yeah.
I mean, obsessed, like, oh.
Well, I'm sure once her brother got into it and her niece, everyone, and she, what do you call that? Like, when everyone's on the same page as you and they're kind of like hyping you up. Like, I feel like it was one of those situations. Like, I mean, I'm just shocked how so, like, she got all these people to really, like, believe all this stuff.
Think about her niece, like her niece Melanie, like what Tia was saying in terms of everything is manipulation. Lori's sister, who was her niece Melanie's mom, passed away, and so it was like this. Melanie didn't have that mom, quote unquote, I guess, mom figure. So she's another easy one to kind of manipulate, which is absolutely tragic.
On a lot of, like, emotionally weak people.
Because, in my opinion, the niece is the one who, like, she baffles me. Everyone else focuses on, like, Melanie Gibb and stuff. Now it's like, I go to Pulowski, Melanie, like, whatever her name is now, Pulowski, Brandon, Touche. Like, she up and left him and her kids, and then immediately marries Ian, gets pregnant, and leaves the state and leaves her kids behind, and doesn't, like, and thinks everything is fine. I'll get it, like, oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I never want to understand it.
Yeah.
But I'll never have to worry about that because Tia will yank a knot in me in a heartbeat if I start to be like, well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
No, it does not.
I think she definitely, like, purposely preyed on people who were easy to manipulate, like Alex. And she knew exactly what to do to manipulate them, I guess. Like, you could tell Tylee was manipulated by her.
I think that's how she got her way. I think that's how she was. I think she used her looks and her charm and whatever it was to get away with murder.
I just don't know how it's just crazy to me, because if somebody came up to me and was like, look, Jesus is coming next year. We need to like take all our money out of our accounts, leave our children, and like, you know, separate from these demons. I would be like, are you okay?
Oh my God, the way that Kate just goes.
You know what I mean? I don't like. How do you get all these people on board with this nonsense? Like,
Kate just goes, look, Jesus is coming next year.
So many questions. Just in that sentence alone, I have so many questions. I'm going to be like, who told you?
yeah, if somebody
Where's the memo? I must have missed. Is it skywriting? What? How do we know?
You have an inside source. You heard this from a podcast? Yeah, no. You know what I mean? Like someone told me, yeah, listen to this guy who has a podcast who sees God. I'm like, yeah, okay, no. Like
because he fell into a grave that he dug at one point. Wasn't that I know he's had several near-death experiences, but I thought one was him literally falling into one of the graves when he was a grave digger. Like he got stuck in one of them. Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be shocked, but I just it blows my mind how like easily all these people were just like, you know, down to do this crazy stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just thought it would just. There's no way.
Barnum and Bailey said there's one born every minute, and you know what? Natasha Cooper has proven that abso-freaking-lutely correct. There is one born. People will support anybody, and I don't mean that negatively towards Natasha. I really don't. But I'm just saying, like, people pick on her, but she has an inherent charm about her as well. And I'm not putting her and Lori in the same category. I'm only saying that there is an aura of something that people have that you want to follow. It's a charm. Natasha has that charm. Lori Vallow has some form of a charm that people continue to want to follow.
Charm to you know.
She doesn't use her charm for severe ill will and immediate harm on anybody, though. That would be the difference. But I see what you're saying in terms of like she's very like you become enraptured in a way. And people who support, I don't care if it's Chad Daybell, Vinnie Politan, I don't give a crap who it is, but you become so like enthralled that you just it's something you can't explain when you become that
obsessed.
But,
it's an obsession.
But the difference is one. I don't think
I can ever get so obsessed where somebody could call me and be like, "Look, my kids are zombies." I'd be like, "No, they're not. They're human." You know what I mean? Like, how do you not sit there and just? I would lose it laughing if someone said that to me because I would just be like, what? Like your kids?
Well, I want to know, does Jesus? And I'm half kidding and half serious, but like, she had like some sort of invitation that she was part of this 144,000 people. Where does this come from? What stone was this written on?
Well, wait a minute. The one we need to, I think the one that you have to go back to that to explain that would be the recorded phone call between Melanie Gibb and Lori and Chad, because I think that's where she explains it. Because basically Melanie Gibb goes, "What the fuck? You've got no witnesses. Tell me why I need to take your word." They go into the whole biblical thing in terms of so-and-so. I don't want to misquote this because I don't know, all the Church of Latter-day Saints, some more. I don't know all their stuff, but she was very specific. Okay, Melanie Gibb at that point in time was very specific in what she was saying to Lori and Chad. But basically what she said was like, all those people who knew this thing about Jesus had witnesses around them. Why should I be taking your word, Lori? Who are your witnesses? And FN Chad essentially doesn't count. That's when Lori, though, went like, wait a minute, you were all about this before. What are you recording this? Like, why are you being weird all of a sudden? Because she was explaining it in a way that
So
I just don't understand.
I want to think that Lori kind of like did this all on her own, but at the same time, I'm like, do I think maybe Chad like tried to convince her of these things so he could have her all to himself because maybe he thought he was kind of like nerdy and
He
like
thought
maybe
that. He was that.
he was. I was trying to be nice about it, but
He woke up in the mirror every day and was like, damn.
like I need to tell
I have
this
no
chick
chin.
that it's the end of the world, so she'll have sex with me. You know what I mean? Like,
But then, Kate, I have a question for you. And okay, wait, I've got another
we don't
question for
need to
you.
procreate because
We're the
God.
last. If we're the last ones, like this is bad.
Oh God, then we're literally the last
This
one.
is bad.
like the perfect excuse. Like, hey, girl, me and you are God chosen, and we're the last ones. Everyone else is, is leaving.
They're all,
So,
yeah.
me and you, baby. Like, so
I'd be like,
apparently-
well, the human race dies off after us.
do
So
you think that he kind of like hyped this stuff up to get the girl, but like went too far? Okay, Kylie, thanks for coming. But do you think maybe he
Weird.
like hyped this all up to get the girl and it just went a little too far,
Okay,
do you
well,
think
I've got
that, so your theory is on that, which is pretty interesting when you think about it. Your theory is she initially targeted him, but then he was able to manipulate her in return, which would make a lot of sense.
Like there gotta be some manipulation on his point.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like
why only Lori Vallow's children? Why not any of Chad's?
yeah,
He's got 5.
why are all her children dark? That's what I mean. There's got to be something there where he did something on purpose to try and like get her to be with him. You know what I mean? And it's like, why tell her that her children and people you basically didn't like in her family were dark? Like Melanie was light, but Brandon was dark.
Mhm.
Like.
So how come her oldest son wasn't dark?
Maybe because he was old enough or he didn't have to
Because
be there.
he wasn't under the same roof anymore, and
Yeah,
was over
like
the
he
age
was-
of 18, and yeah.
He could take care of himself,
Mm-hmm. He didn't have monetary value necessarily, maybe. Immediate monetary value in terms of there's nothing that they could really have gotten out of Colby at that point. Whereas, they've got JJ with his disabilities, all this stuff, all the payments coming in, and then you've got Tylee getting payments from Joe, like his policy stuff still paying out. By the way, Lori was still receiving those payments, like because they were going. It's sick. It's sick. She's a thief. She's a thief, and she is a sick, diabolical manipulator.
But they both are, and so this was all done for money, not.
Yes. I mean, I think part of it was because, in his mind, Lori was like this hot 10 that, he could never
attain.
Obtain, you know what I mean? But I definitely think there was like a money part of it too. I mean, I think, I don't know. I feel like maybe a lot of it was her idea, but then like he hyped her up to keep like the idea going,
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know. I don't think that he's like.
What's the magical word that he used with her? That's what I want to know. Like, what is the thing? Because literally, I just had whatever first day of spring was 2 days ago. I had the Jehovah's Witnesses knock on my door. Swear to God, true story. And I'm thinking to myself, I didn't answer the door because I never do. But you're not going to turn me by ringing my doorbell. You know what I'm saying? So what was the thing that he said to her that she was like, oh my God, yes, I need to follow you for the rest of my life. And he was like, yeah, you're a hot bitch. I need to follow you. I'm like trying to find out what was that?
You're my loin fire.
What was that thing that he said that she was like, oh, this guy? Because I need to know.
Fire quote. What was the Lord?
He said Jesus. He said Jesus.
loin fire. Hold on, wait.
They still knock on doors. They do. I'm no joke.
Let me
I will show you
find-
my Ring camera. It was this, and this little girl. She was so precious.
Someone help me out here. What is the loin fire quote?
She should have been in school. There was like 6 of them on the street the other day. No joke.
What is this? Oh, there's a pie.
The Jehovah Witnesses. That's who it was. Wait, did you say Jehovah or the
Jehovah's
Mormons
Witnesses
come
were the
by?
ones that knocked on my door, but
Yeah.
I know we're talking about
Yeah.
LDS. It's just, you're not going to turn me with a knock on the door. I appreciate you and your kind spirit coming to visit me. I really, truly do. But you're not going to turn me. This is not going to happen.
Oh, that goes back, not to insert Murdoch, but that goes back to Murdoch. Did y'all see the recent thing where either the Jehovah's Witness or a Mormon had sent him a text that his end days were near or something? Just, I'm saying that out loud so the three of us don't forget to all reconvene and talk about that.
I just sent you both my Ring doorbell camera so you can see I'm not lying. there's 2 women, or a little girl and a lady, standing on my doorstep.
You guys want to hear Chad Daybell's romance novel?
Let's hear.
text here, Lori?
Mm-hmm.
Said, I'm heading to bed so that I can come snuggle tightly against you. I adore you. You are truly my best friend on earth. Hold on. Let me make this big so you guys can read it.
On earth as it is in
Throughout
heaven.
eternity. See you in a minute. This was dated prior to Tammy Daybell's death. Alright, so this text just appeared in the messages and has not been corrected for grammatical errors. Friday morning, October 26th, driving south on the freeway, a voice said, You will meet an extraordinary woman today who will change your life forever. This was shocking, since such a thing seemed very unlikely at this conference. It's actually a very detailed story that began long ago in another world. And I will cover that part as I go along and the characters figure things out. But on the morning of October 26th, James, I guess this is from his book, James arrived in St. George, still a bit baffled by the message he had received. He unloaded his books and set up his table, then joined the organizers for dinner in the main room. He saw his friend, MG, who had been so helpful to him when he spoke in Mesa that July. MG introduced James to her friend, Elena. Remember everyone was calling her Elena or something like that, or they were talking about the book. When their hands touched, he felt a shock pass through him, and his heart started to beat fast. Elena was gorgeous and vivacious, and James was a little intimidated, yet honored that she would talk to him.
Wow.
He was happily surprised when she mentioned a key part of his novel, The Renewed Earth. No one had ever recognized the significance of that scene before. He had heard that voice before, and he had seen that smile before. He felt they had even talked like this before. But who could be certain when? It was strange, but he could remember. The feelings were very strong, as if they had known each other oh so long. They didn't get many chances to talk after that, because he had to help voice a woman's blue Muppet. But he watched her every chance he could. He had to stay at a relative's house that night, but he hardly slept. He kept envisioning himself with Elena in wonderful situations that indicated they had been more than just friends. James was the first speaker on Saturday morning and knew exactly where Elena was sitting. He made sure to mention the scene from his book they had discussed the previous evening. He was completely... I guess this is him, like, writing how they met and stuff.
This is his fictional novel that
Yeah.
he sent her.
About her, yeah.
So weird. Yeah.
He was completely smitten by her and even nervous of what she would think of his talk as he spoke. But when he would glance at her, she was always attentive and watching him, unlike the rest of the crowd. After his talk, he went to his book table. His talk had gone well, and there was a good group gathered around to buy books. His heart nearly leaped out of his chest when Elena joined him and helped sell the books. She was so beautiful that he could hardly concentrate on the customers. She straightened the books and gave the books great reviews. Although she made him laugh a lot, she kept pushing the youth and 5th volumes of the first series. He could only giggle when people asked if she was his wife because, yes, in fact, she was. She just didn't know it yet.
Oh my God.
Things that make you go,
A frog potato.
Look,
Jesus
you guys.
definitely.
There it is. There's my Jehovah's Witnesses. I crop their faces. Wait, I can't. There they are, standing at my door. It's like, damn.
Do yours wear like a coat and tie thing too when they come?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, just check.
The men do, yeah. The women have dresses on.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Because, yeah, they have that on, and then when they approach me, they see just a really hard wooden door. They're like,
Oh my
that's what she looks like.
Isn't that weird? I feel
Mhm.
bad. Like I said, I think their message is lovely. You know, go spread your joy, but don't knock on my, like, you're not going to turn me with that. Like, thank God you arrived at my door today. She was speaking in her Chad Daybell voice, but
Wait a minute, though. If you ever say that, Tia, I'm gonna be like, seriously, my phone call wasn't the thing that did it. It was the Jehovah's
it was the Jehovah's
thank
Witnesses
God.
knocking at my door.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna be just
Offended.
worried in a way that I won't be able to describe. And yeah, offended beyond something that I will never be able to express to you. Like, what the
Ellie, we're all
fuck?
okay with you falling asleep listening. That's the way it should be. And then you can listen
I'll
tomorrow.
read my Chad Daybell graphic novels in the best voice I can.
Can we put some music on behind you? I feel like we need some like
I need like a violin and a bit of a piano, maybe with a little bit of like a
I mean,
massage.
she's the
like,
DJ. Let her
like,
choose.
No, I need to find something like naughty.
Yeah.
I know. I don't think she's going beats blazing out with lights and colors on this one. But
You don't have any like.
what is a solemn doomsday like? What record?
There you go,
turn
right
for
there.
That one?
Here we go. We're doing Feeding the Ducks. All right. So as the night concluded, James this paragraph is so good too, y'all. So good to my conclusion. James needed to empty his boxes to his car with Elena's help. He had sold more books at the show than he had ever before. She helped him carry the boxes to the car, and then he could not resist the desire to hug her. He made an awkward attempt that was way too brief. Because, tearing up in the laugh.
All I can hear is Barry White in the background going, yeah.
I'm waiting for a live to start, but making this sound like a thriller, porno,
Yeah.
kind of romantic kind of thing.
Would
But
you
I'm
like
like,
something
this is
with
also
some
an intro.
Some like funky bass line to it, like wow.
Do I hit the like? Or do I?
This is what I always play on ours when we get ready to start. So now it's like, I love this. We're going to call it the Chad Daybell one.
In that short embrace, though he knew he had found the woman he had searched for his entire life, it was made crystal clear to him that they had been married before and would be again. He once again had to fight off the powerful urge to kiss her and somehow disguise the massive erection he was experiencing. Like, what are you doing?
He literally sent this to her. This was the thing that wooed her.
I'm gonna throw
I
up.
was like,
He said massive erection too. Like
massive.
For the record, this beat, this little shindig tune has been officially ruined. Thank you, Kate and Tia Dash. If I ever hear this again, I will never not go back to about 10:45, 11 p.m. Kate Dash cries.
I love it.
he lay in the hotel bed, it was as if her spirit had joined him. They wrapped around each other and kissed gently, then intensely in
Oh,
the
God.
they shared were not of this world.
No.
James woke up in the hotel room feeling happier than he had in his entire life. It felt like he and Elena had fit perfectly in every way. He sent her
This guy didn't just lose his virginity. He has children already. What the hell?
He was acting like
I don't know, but Tammy is up there waiting on him, tapping her foot, going, I never got this kind of shit from you.
right? I'm trying to find where he talks about loin fire. Like, he tells Lori that, like,
His loins are on fire. He does.
Yeah.
He does. He does.
I
do
hope he's
that.
talking about his pork loin, not anything else.
No, he didn't know. He didn't know, Tia, that he had loins. That is not a dig at Tammy, because I hope that she toys with his ass from here until eternity, as far as I'm concerned. But he doesn't know what that is. He doesn't know what he's doing. He was like, "Why is this attractive?" Not that Tammy is not attractive, but is why is this your stereotypical blonde? Then just this. Something that never has paid him an ounce of attention, probably much of his life, comes in out of nowhere, and he was like, F y'all. God said I need to do her. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get to her. And I dug graves, and I have a portal, and I know that I'm going to be fine.
Yeah.
Not, if he says, I want him to go on the stand, I want him or Lori to F Alec Murdoch taking a stand. Put
Daybell. I want Chad.
Put Daybell. Actually, Daybell. I think I would almost pick Daybell over Lori, because I would believe a damn thing out of Lori's mouth. That's why I can never be. That's why I don't live in Utah or anywhere near. No offense to any Mormons. I'm just saying I don't think I would fit in very well.
Me neither.
I am so glad I'm nowhere near there, because I would never be able to be like, I have to tell y'all the truth in order to get on this jury, because I'm going to lie my ass off to be able to get on this jury to tell her that she's a piece of shit.
Right.
Like, I love
Lori,
Jesus.
I love that.
I was number 143,999 in the order.
Yeah, I know. How do you know? Like, so many questions.
I'm guessing I don't know, because I didn't get a memo. I didn't feel anything. I didn't know anything. I'm assuming I'm not a part of it. Are we supposed to? Should we know by now?
Well, I don't think that he sends out like I'll be there. It's not like the text message on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure he doesn't tell anybody when he's going to arrive. I think that's what the whole faith thing is. I think you're supposed to have faith and you're not supposed to know.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, you have like, I guess. Sorry, I'm pouring myself some more wine. You can hear it in the background. I just ran and got it out of the fridge.
You're doing that, and I'm like pouring kale and pasta into a bowl. Sorry, I'm listening.
I forget what we were saying.
You were going to get wine. How do we know? I can assure you, I was not told that I was a part of any. I didn't even know there was 144,000.
Yeah, I mean, there's like the Antichrist story and all the plagues and things that are coming. That, and, you know, I guess there's some kind of like beliefs that when he's coming, things are happening. But I'm pretty sure every year people interpret every like natural disaster as, you know, like this
the
is
next
the
coming of Christ.
The Antichrist, you know. So I don't really know how they'd be able to tell, but
I was just asking because I'm curious. Like, I'm also sarcastic as hell, and I hope God forgives that. But truthfully, like, I think the idea of faith is having it and not knowing what, you know, like believing in something you can't see is the definition of faith, right? So if you get, like, if Jesus is like, round 2, I'll be there in a minute, I want to know how you know.
Yeah.
But see, that's what Melanie Gibbs. Lori Gibb.
We're looking under Melanie your cabinet, by the way, LFT.
Congratulations. Y'all see how much you want to see what I'm really doing?
Beautiful.
Hi.
And
Ooh,
Did-
that looks yummy.
with the avocados. Okay, sorry. I do apologize. I'm making this for tomorrow. Well, damn it to hell. Wrong phrasal term. What was I saying? Something about the 140, the 144th, right?
Like, how do you know? Yeah, that's what my
Like, how do
question
you
is.
know? Like, I say my prayers and I do, like, and I don't care if people say the blessing before they eat and stuff, to each his own. But, like, I didn't get I don't even remember it coming up in church on Sunday. Like, hey,
Oh, they
guys.
don't celebrate. Jeanette said they don't celebrate the holidays or celebrations like we do. I didn't know that.
Okay.
I don't know either.
I wish, and quite honestly, a part of me wishes I knew someone who was a member of, the Church of Latter-day Saints or a
Because I'd love
Mormon.
to like ask them questions.
To understand it, because I feel like people like this give that denomination, like in terms of Lori and Chad and this kind of scandal that goes on, gives that slice
gives a
of
bad
religion a
name.
really bad a really bad impression. And I don't think anyone, I mean, heck, I could have probably talked, you know what I mean? It's not like we're talking about the Amish walking around in top hats and dresses down, beyond their toes kind of deal. Like,
I love
I
the
wish I knew
Amish.
someone. I know you do, but 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 the Amish haven't had well, hold on. They have had some scandals, but they don't have their own.
Every single religion has their.
Everyone does.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
But in the public eye right now, the high profile public eye, I'm gonna give the Amish a break because if there's something going on, LFT does not know about it. But I can tell you I
They
know
stay in the
about Lori,
shadows.
Lori and Chad and this Mormon stuff. And I wonder how that's going to be handled, because I know that's a huge part of it, in terms of the trial and stuff, as to where it's held and the impact of who can be on the jury. And Kate, before I forget to ask, and I'm so sorry, I'm stealing this show for just a second. I asked Tia this earlier, and I wanted to ask you the whole death penalty thing with Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that was taken off because
No, I read about that today.
okay, so will y'all fill me in? Because what my thought was, Tia, and
I thought
Kate, what
maybe
I'd
it was
ask.
taken off to try and get her to plead guilty.
Yep, that's what I'll say. Did she make a deal to give up information? But Tia, okay, so fill me in.
So what I read today was that they made this deal in order to, let me find, because I almost texted you. Worry. Let me see what it said. Well, not face. Okay. Prosecutors, it had something to do with the prosecution releasing information to the defense. That's what it has to do with. That it was a deal.
Mm-hmm.
They dropped 3,000 phone calls. Okay, hold on. Where'd it go?
Aren't they supposed to release all their information to the defense though? Like,
that's the thing. They had. Hold on. Prosecutor said a couple.
wait, did the prosecution like have exculpatory evidence or something like that?
Well,
I read earlier. I swear, and I'm so mad now. I did screenshot it. Lori Vallow.
was this in terms of or Kate, do you know in terms of like the other week when the new DNA evidence came out, and Lori refused to drop, like she refused to waive her right to a speedy trial, whereas Chad and his attorney were like, no, we want to look at this, like review it.
So it got severed, yeah.
So do you think that, in your opinion, do you think whatever that new evidence was, do you think that had more to do with Lori or more to do with Chad? Like, I'm genuinely curious as to
To
what.
be honest with you, if they found any DNA evidence, I don't think they'll find any of Lori's DNA on like the kids or anything. I think they'll find Chad's.
Chad or Alex, and that I think
Yeah.
that's why that leads me to believe that she was willing to cough up something in order to have the. But I
Okay.
don't follow it quite the way that everyone else has. I know enough about it. We just haven't like deep dived, so
I don't
I'm
think Lori
learning.
would ever get her hands dirty in any of that. Just
I'll read this to you if you want. The death penalty
Please.
should be dismissed because of Mia's saturation. Multiple discovery violations by the government, Vallow's mental issues, and the inability of the state to effectively administer the death penalty should the jury decide to impose it, the defense motion said. On Tuesday, Fremont County Judge Stephen Boyce ruled in favor of the motion to dismiss. This court concludes here that an appropriate discovery sanction, that the state will be precluded from seeking the death penalty at trial, and the state's May 2nd, 222 will be stricken. To be clear, the court does not impose the sanction to penalize the state, but rather to ensure the constitutional right of the defendant is protected, allowing for reasonable defense to be prepared for the trial. That's what it is. They needed more information. First, the defense having timely raised the issue, the court determines that if they were to fail to address the discovery issue, they believe the case would inevitably be reversed on appeal. So they're trying to not get it appealed. There is more information that was released.
So basically, what she did is what Chad should have effing done too, though, because his lawyers wanted more, like you just said right there, like more time in terms of evidence and stuff to review it.
They got 3,000 phone calls and oh my gosh, what they like so much information, and they had a short period of time to why is she?
That's why they severed it, because Chad wouldn't
they didn't have a choice because Chad didn't waive his, or Lori didn't waive the right to a speedy trial, so the judge really didn't have a choice but to.
But Chad's like that worked out almost I feel like whatever his name is, Lori's attorney would have been like mother trucker. Like I'm assuming I guess my mind would think that you would want more time to review this information. So that's what I meant. Like since they didn't do that,
defense requested more time.
Mm-hmm.
And they got it basically because they got all this new information dropped. Damn it.
Daybell did. Chad did because they have more time to review it, to analyze it.
No, this has to do with Lori's case though, because they ripped the death penalty out.
So that's what I was thinking. So almost if Chad had done the same thing that Lori did, would he have the death penalty taken off of his?
I think this is the one I saw.
I'm gonna be pissed if she gets around it, or if they get out of something on a technical. I don't know.
So I seen that they said Lori Vallow, the woman who is accused of murder and conspiracy to murder her 2 children and her husband, Chad Daybell's former wife, Tammy Daybell, filed on Sunday to dismiss
Here we go. I found it.
death penalty. Prosecutors seek against her due to the troubling thought of executing a mentally ill person. So in their motion, they said that even if the government's new opinion of the defendant has some believers that the defendant is just evil, we don't kill witches anymore in America, the motion says, calling a potential execution a troubling thought. On some articles about the case. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you finish.
Basically, in the motion, they said moral decency certainly can accept the thought of marching a blindfolded, mentally ill woman in front of a firing squad. The motion says. Additionally, the defense claims the government has violated multiple discovery requests, saying that if the discovery failures are found, the case will be vacated. So, in a nutshell, I guess it sounds like the prosecution didn't turn over all their evidence, and they potentially had some exculpatory evidence that they could.
The death penalty decision is heavily tied to other motions from the defense to compel prosecutors to turn over all written and recorded statements made by Chad Daybell while in custody and a motion to exclude certain evidence from the trial.
Yeah, they probably had like a certain time frame that they had to like hand that information in, and
Prior to, yes, you're right.
yeah, that happened with the Morphew case. They didn't hand in a lot of discovery, and then they got basically a bunch of what's that called when you get punished in court?
Held
hell
in
is that word?
contempt.
No,
What?
In the
sanctions.
evidence.
They got a bunch of
That's right.
sanctions. They weren't allowed to have this witness in or that witness in because, like, in exchange for them not handing in stuff on time in a timely manner, then their sanctions were to like knock out some of their expert witnesses.
At one point, he noted Lori Vallow Daybell's desire to the case to proceed to trial, and the amount of evidence coming forward puts her at risk. He agrees with the defense that there is enough time to examine the deluge of discovery. I don't even know what that is. In the next 2 weeks.
Thanks for coming. Yeah.
And that's where, that's what I was thinking. That's where Chad ends up a little bit more on top because Lori was like, no, we have to keep going. And Chad, my impression was when at least the new DNA stuff came out, which is when the judge decided to sever, have 2 independent trials. And at that moment, Chad Daybell's attorney was like, okay, then we need more, we need to review this new evidence, be able to have, our experts weigh in on it, etc. Lori Vallow was like, you can do that. I'm moving ahead. And I think her attorney was like, holy crap, we could actually, I want to, she didn't care.
I just sent you this article, Kate.
Okay. And I think that Chad always wanted to have the severed trial.
In a hearing last Wednesday, Lori Vallow, Daybell's attorney, John Thomas, said he received about 3,000 phone calls and recordings of 5 in-custody visits involving Chad Daybell. Thomas did not specify who Chad was speaking or visiting with when the calls or visits were made. 3,000 phone calls.
Oh, I see. So basically, her lawyer is concerned is that they won't be able to sift through it all
in time.
So I'm guessing they said, well, it's not necessary to add further discovery, so we'll just take the death penalty off the table?
I guess. They don't want to, yeah. They're like, well, if we can't get through all the evidence, we can't put her to death.
Disclosures were late and deadlines were missed, but he repeatedly said there was no misconduct on behalf of the prosecutors. I guess because they had just gotten that info. So I guess he wasn't
always
asking.
Smiling.
So I guess he wasn't asking for sanctions. He was saying that it's not their fault because they got it so late. He's just saying that they can't put her to death because now there's no evidence and they don't have time to go through it.
Right.
So.
And they don't want to, hey, Sarah, they don't want to put, I think they're trying to preempt the appeals, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. But at this point, does anyone else
the first appeal is going to be, we got all this information, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing is, though, whatever happened, whatever new evidence came to light, it was presented in a court of law with the 2 defendants and their attorneys in terms of how to move forward with this new information and how to enter it into the proceedings. That's when, in my opinion, if I would knock on wood, I'm never in that position, but I would want to do like what Chad what Wood did and take the time to review it.
Right.
And to be able to go
through
it and where she, for some reason, she did not. But I guess you're right. I didn't think of it in looking at it in terms of seeing that, because I'm assuming her attorney would have probably liked, an extra, you know, 3 to 6 months to go through the new
I mean, that's a
information
lot
and
of calls to go through. You don't know how long
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
That would take months.
So,
Mm-hmm.
but I never thought about that though, in terms of the reason for the death penalty being taken off the table is
Not enough time.
yes, and and clearly maybe they've determined now she's well enough to stand trial. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe that thing is too, though, she's well enough to stay in trial, but I'm not
But she's
saying she's
still
in her
crazy.
perfect right of mind. Yes.
Or maybe
So I
she
never
wasn't
thought
in the
about
right of mind when it happened.
Mhm.
So they're saying like,
and
oh,
I
maybe.
never
Okay.
I never thought about that in terms of the reasoning, though. You're right. That's a really interesting point, because I never considered that in terms of taking the reason for taking the death penalty potentially off the table would be because maybe of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know what to think if she was actually like in her right mind though, because she's very calculated. Like obviously it was very thought out. But then at the same time, people can have psychosis and have visions and things like that and still be calculated. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know. Like, for instance, I think that woman who killed her children, the Lindsay Clancy case or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
the postpartum depression, like people think she had
Mhm.
postpartum depression. I think she, in my personal opinion, she had postpartum psychosis. And in psychosis, you like know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
she was able to look in their phone and see if her husband was nearby. Like, to some extent, you know what you're doing. Like, my mom's been through psychosis before, and she thought people were trying to hurt her, and she was calculated enough to be able to call the police and things like
Aw.
that. And like, but so, like before, I used to think like, oh well, if they were crazy, they wouldn't be able to like put something coherently together. But
Right.
my mind has changed on that now. Like, I think you can still be in psychosis and having visions or seeing things, but still coherently to a point put stuff together. So I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Like, sorry.
Oh, man down. Man fucking down.
Nobody moves, nobody
Wow.
gets hurt. I'm really sorry to those wearing earphones. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I just knocked my
Hey,
microphone right off. Holy
hey,
shnikes.
Kate,
Yeah.
do you think they'll both be found guilty of whatever charges, of any and all charges, or at least the I know that's a stupid question, because I think your guess would be yes, but I'm just curious. Like,
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Chad killed Tammy and
hmm
that he was conspiring to put the children in his yard. So he's got, like, I think he'll be guilty to an extent on his end. And then
hmm
I
what?
think Lori too, but I think Lori's going to pin it all on Alex.
So is Alex their only? Is Al? Do y'all think the reason that only Lori's children at the time, the reason that Lori's children are the only children who were killed, is because of Alex? Like, because of the family relation? Like, he couldn't go and harm Chad's children? Like, did Chad? I'm assuming Chad never thought his. I don't think Chad thinks his children are dark, but like,
Well,
who prompts
aren't
that?
Chad's children adults?
Yeah, they
Can't
are.
For
really,
the most,
They
I mean,
are.
like
can't
over the age.
really.
Yes.
But at the same time, if they could drive by and shoot Brandon, why wouldn't they do that? I think it's
Mm-hmm.
because he said his children were lights and that Lori's children were
Mhm.
zombies. I think she really believed that.
And so she thought, like, in my head, I would love, but Lori would never be honest, in my
Yeah.
opinion, with anyone. But if you could sit down with her and be like, so was your, like, if this had all gone according to plan, in terms of what they thought. It would be that she and Chad, and I guess whatever other members of the 144, I would assume that would include maybe Chad's children, would have been, they would have been secure and safe. And I guess was Lori thinking that like once this is over, they wake up and then that's her family. It's Chad, his children, herself, and
But her own family's not there. I don't get it. And by the way, I just ordered a arm for my microphone, a boom arm for my microphone. Well, after I did that.
Well, I was laughing because I was like, you'd always notice her boom thing that you liked it.
I do. I just ordered it just this second. I swear to God, because I was like, okay, that's the last time I'm going to drop this damn mic.
I love my boom arm. I had a pink one here, but when I changed it, I took the pink off because I was like, I think I might go with a different color.
Yeah, I just went with black because I like my cool mic that lights up.
Yeah,
but the boom is I can't with this sitting here. It bothers me.
Kayla says she thinks because Tylee didn't approve of the situation at all and said she's close to JJ, he trusted her.
That's true. That's a good
point.
But
I mean, she did see you on, like, she didn't, like, she was on her mom's side when it came to Charles. Like, she said that Charles, like, got in her face when Alex killed Charles. She said something like she grabbed a baseball bat or he grabbed the baseball bat.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe any of that either. I think she made that up to help her mom. But
well, she said Tylee came running out of her room with the baseball bat when she heard like the screaming and or she saw something and she ran back because she was so scared of Charles. That's why she got the baseball bat. And I was like, that's bullshit.
Wait, Lori called Tylee a zombie, and Tylee said, "Not me, Mom."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And she's picking up JJ off the bar stool, like she is like Lori's sitting in the den, and she's talking about something about being zombies or something, and Tylee
is the video where she picked him up off the bar stool, but I didn't know they were talking
it's
about
right.
zombies.
Yes, because she was like, "No, I'm not." What did she say to you? Like, she was like, "No, I'm not," or she's like, "That's not."
That literally gives me anxiety hearing that. It's something like my heart just dropped.
It was talking about too about how much of it she basically implied too, because the way that Tylee responded, Kate, wasn't that right? Essentially, like, hold on, wait a minute, no, I'm not. I'm like another mom to JJ. Like she was like, no, like this is F you, crazy wacko.
Like he's my kid, like joking around.
But it was something to do with her being demonic in terms of that conversation.
Those kids, I mean, what they lived through prior to even what happened to them, I can't even imagine.
So they must have had it all planned out too, because it says, all right, so basically Charles gets killed by Alex, and then she's furious when she finds out that his money, that he put it in Kay Woodcock's name and out of her name. She was like really mad about that. And then Lori moves closer to Chad. She relocated her kids to Rexburg, Idaho. It wasn't Utah, it was Idaho. Lori's brother,
Utah.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Cox moved into the same apartment complex. So Alex moved near them. Doesn't surprise me. Then September 8th, Tylee vanishes. This is the picture from Yellowstone National Park. She was last seen at Yellowstone September 8th. Please say this is the last known photo of Tylee before she disappeared. Please say this is... Melanie Gibb has said that Lori had referred to Tylee as a zombie. On September 9th, the morning after Tylee Ryan disappeared, investigators say that Alex Cox's cell phone GPS placed him in Chad Daybell's backyard on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad Daybell texted his wife. So clearly Chad was in on this with him. because he texted his wife
Yep.
and said, I spotted a big raccoon along the fence. I hurried, got my gun, and he was still walking along, and I got close enough that one shot did the trick. He is now in our pet cemetery. So it makes me wonder, is that how did they kill JJ? Did they ever
I think
release
JJ
it?
was dead. I think they drugged him.
Or I mean,
And
did they say how Tylee was killed? That's what I mean.
they haven't determined because she was in pieces and
Burned.
part of her
Yeah.
burnt. And
So I wonder if
but
that's
with
how they killed
JJ,
her. Like if he shot her. You know what I mean? And he kind of like, you know how some people say something and there's like truth in it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Maybe
They
he was
don't say.
describing
Hey MK.
how, hey MK, how
MK.
he killed her, but said she was a big raccoon. You know?
Mhm. But I think that night that Melanie Gibbs saw Alex walk in the house, with JJ on his shoulder, like asleep, like she thought he was asleep. I think at that point he had been drugged, and the next morning everything, because Melanie Gibb and her now fiance or husband, weren't they leaving the next day? I think it all happened like literally within.
Yeah. And did they say how he was killed, or did they ever say how either of them were?
No. Well, no, neither knows. JJ was found in a duct tape plastic bag while Tylee was burned and dismembered and left in the pet cemetery.
Yeah, I remember.
So he was only there for 2 hours. Like, excuse me, but I can't even.
JJ's cause of death, according to several reports, he most likely suffocated.
That's what I thought. I was going to say.
Even more supporting oh my gosh, I can't even.
See, that's what I think that they
read this out loud. Even more supporting evidence indicates he may have been buried alive. I swear to God.
The A word, like a. I think that's what they tried to do, Kate. Like in
that
like
would
that.
Be like, oh my gosh, that's evil.
It's horrific. I think that's why they tried to. When Alec brought him in the next, that night that Melanie Gibbs saw him, and they looked at it as a tender moment, like uncle walking in with his nephew dead asleep on his shoulder, and then my thinking, and I could be very, very, very wrong, was that essentially I think that had been an induced kind of sleep, if you will. Like I don't know if it was like a lot of Benadryl or something, and then they attempted to smother him because already in that state, but that terrifies me that maybe they didn't all the way. But there were 2 sets of bags around him, right? I think they had to open 2 sets. I thought it was 2 like plastic, essentially 2 things of plastic surrounding him. Holy.
That's
Hooligan.
Hi, Jen. So nice to see you.
Yes. Hi, Jen. How was your night out? That's terrible. Oh, that makes me sick. All right, so then the 9th JJ disappeared, or the 9th Tylee disappears. Then the 22nd JJ disappears.
Which how long is that? The 3 weeks. So he went alive supposedly without his sister, and he didn't know where his sister was. Like, how scary is that?
Yeah, so
because she was at college.
Like 13 days.
Yeah, she was at BYU. She was at BYU. She was at school.
Wait, Tylee was in college?
That's what they said.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. That's why Melanie Pulowski, the niece, because she moved into the same little condo area or townhouse area that Alex and Lori had moved into. And she never once, maybe one time that she saw Tylee, and that's me speaking can't remember for sure, But other than that, no, she never saw Tylee because she assumed that she was at school, at college. And I think she saw JJ like once because he was always, playing with
I'm just
friends at
bothered by the
school.
fact that that
I mean, she was
he
pretty
was
like a lot older then. Like, like, I mean, that's at least old enough that she'd be like an adult. You know what I mean? So it's like, why? That bothers me. That I didn't realize she was like college age.
She was 16, right? So
They went and they walked the college campus. They would go to BYU and walk the track and do stuff. She and Lori and Chad. And they took Melanie Gibb over there and told her that's where Tylee was in school.
That's
over
weird.
to BYU.
16-year-old? No way. All right, so Melanie Gibbs said that she and her boyfriend David Warwick were staying with Lori in Rexburg that weekend. On the night of September 22nd, Warwick says he saw Alex carry JJ into Lori's apartment. But the next morning, according to Warwick, when being asked to see JJ, Lori reportedly told him that JJ was being a zombie and that Cox had to take him away. Oh, thank you, Jen.
Aww.
It's okay. You didn't have to do that, but thank you. The room that was to be Tylee's was bare, according to one of the Melanies. Ooh, wow. So did she ever even make it to that place?
Mm-mm.
So the day after JJ was last seen, investigators say Alex Cox's cell phone showed that Cox returned to Chad Daybell's backyard. This time, Cox was only there for only 17 minutes. So I feel like they had to probably have like a pre-dug hole or something like that.
Uh-huh. That's what I was saying. Like they only had 2 hours, so they had to prep.
Drink. And then so the next month, literally like almost exactly the next month, Tammy's killed.
Don't forget, she was shot at the same way that Brandon was, but she thought it was. Oh my gosh!
It was a paint gun.
A paintball gun.
Wait, Tammy was shot at?
Yeah, she did it like a Facebook or like a.
The
like
post on Facebook. I do remember that. She was walking out of her house, wasn't she?
She or coming home, and it was like she thought it was. Oh my gracious! Headphones.
It was right outside of her house, though.
It was in her driveway.
Just like when niece Melanie's husband was shot at. But he immediately knew. But Tammy thought that maybe it was like, I think Tia, wasn't that right?
It was a masked guy on her driveway that shot her with a paint gun.
Paintball gun. She thought it was paintball gun, and she did, like that community post or next door kind of thing. Yeah, it was. She just had no idea, and then weeks later?
No idea it was actually a real gun, probably.
I know.
Because then there was that whole theory in terms of is it the Malachite, what is it, in the rings that Lori had ordered, by the way, using Chad's Amazon account. Charles's Amazon account to order these rings for her ceremony with Chad, that there was something like one of the stones or something was supposed to be like poisonous, right? So they were wondering at one point if that is what it was in terms of Tammy's death. But then I thought I heard like yesterday or the day before, or Kate, maybe you said it as well, that they now think maybe Tammy's was asphyxiation as well, like strangulation or asphyxiation.
They think
really?
She died through some like pressure on her like chest, like like I guess potato sat on her or something. I don't know, but
gotcha.
something like she had. Hold on, I'll look it up. But I
But
think
MK, yes, and MK, yes, I think she said she thought it was a paintball gun and she was trying to let her neighbor, excuse me, let her neighbors know, like, hey, y'all, people
there's
are
people
out.
running around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was considered asphyxiation, but like they said like something heavy on her chest area, like
Mhm.
like he
I
put a
forgot about
pillow
that.
and like
Maybe
sat
sat.
maybe
Yeah.
on her. It's like sat like straddled her maybe and like
Mm-hmm.
put pressure somehow. She had pink foam coming from her mouth. Oh Lord. So it says
So didn't, wait a minute,
Now what?
one or two others had that
Mhm.
foam coming out of their mouth as well.
Means the lungs are not working properly.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
good
I have to
gravy.
mute. I
yes,
know, I'm
Annie. That's
trying.
Joe Ryan's sister, Jen.
Carbon dioxide and other gases build up around the cells and mix with the fluid. Hmm. So, like with, okay, so
So basically, it said my room was down the hall, and I heard a thump, and heard my dad yell, "Garth, come quick!" with the most panic I've ever heard in his voice. So basically, he was alone in the room with her when it happened.
uh-huh.
My dad just
Asphyxiation, that pink foam can come from the mouth with asphyxiation. I can't say that word. Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Yep. Weird.
that's a good picture.
So
Is
sad.
that his wedding?
Probably.
Did y'all see too? Because I know that first of all, also again to echo it, thank you for having us up here because not only am I discussing the Daybell case, but I'm learning a lot as I do it, which might not be par for the course. But oh holy heck, where did the thought just go?
No,
I had a
Thumb
really good
Thuggy
point.
did. That's why it's weird because
Oh.
they both had lung, like, so asphyxiation, and then he had the pulmonary edema, which is both your lungs, not getting enough air, which is, that's bizarre to me that they both had the very same symptom.
Yeah. I still have trouble thinking that Alex's was natural just because like what are the odds that all these people die and then this guy
Alex, it was Alex. It was Alex.
yeah.
His the foaming and stuff of his mouth was
That's what we said.
apparently similar to that of Tammy's.
Huh.
That's the one. Not Joe. Oh my gosh, tip ups. Not
Yeah,
Joe
so that's
Ryan.
what I'm saying. Alex, I can't
Yeah, we're
help
saying
but
Alex.
think like I just can't believe that I have a hard time just coming to terms that he died of
Uh-huh.
a pulmonary embolism when
Me too.
you know what I mean? Like even though that's what they say, it's like, what are the odds that this guy potentially did all the dirty work for them and then he suddenly dies? You know, like obviously they're gonna throw this all on it. So, on November 26th, Rexburg police went to Lori's house looking for JJ. This is because, if I recall, Kay Woodcock asked for a wellness check on him. Police say Lori lied to them, claiming that JJ was safe and staying in Arizona with her friend Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts, but later called police and told them JJ hadn't been with her. Which drives me crazy. Like, why would you lie
That's what
Like-
I can't figure out either. Not about a little boy.
Like, that's shady. Yeah. Like, why would you lie about a little boy who's missing? While Rexburg police attempted to locate JJ, investigators soon realized that his sister, Tylee, was also missing and launched a nationwide search for the children. Oh, sorry. I thought I muted it for a second. While investigators searched for the missing children, Lori and Chad Daybell traveled back to Hawaii in December of 2019. Fremont County Sheriff's investigators grew suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death. They exhumed her body to conduct an autopsy. That same month, Lori's brother, Alex, died in Arizona. It was determined he died of natural causes. So literally, again, not even another month later, he's dead. In January, authorities served Lori Vallow Daybell with an order requiring her to produce her children, and on February 20th, an arrest. She looks so smug in this picture, too. It drives me
Every freaking picture, she drives me nuts.
smiling and like. Remember the one where she looked like a puppy? Didn't she looked like a Maltese poodle with that little hair. That little hair thing that came down. Oh, it was terrible. After failing to comply, Lori was arrested in Hawaii. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. And then on June 9th, which I'm surprised it took them so long. How did it take so long to get here when they had Alex's phone here? You know what I mean? I mean, I know like phone searches take a long time, but you would think they would have known about this place like sooner.
I agree. And also, I don't understand why it takes so damn long, because can't you just look at, like, I can go on Verizon and look at my phone records. So I don't understand why it takes so long for them to, I guess because they have to get subpoenas and stuff like that, but still, it pisses me off.
Or like, search warrants, but still, like, it still felt like a really long time when they could have been like, oh, Chad has another house. Let's go look there, So, from what I remember, they were buried separately.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing, why is there so many dig spots?
Because she was dismembered.
Oh, did they put her in like multiple places?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't one body like over this way and then
JJ was in one piece, but yeah.
I know they found stuff in the fire pit.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
How many days, Tia, did you figure that out? Or sorry, were y'all talking about that a moment ago between they visited Yellowstone, whatever the date was of that picture with Tylee? That date, how the time frame between,
It's 3 weeks.
was it about 3 weeks? Okay, I don't know if it was 2 or
Supposedly.
6.
I mean, that's
Okay.
I wasn't there. I didn't ask, but that's what I mean. They have it where he was still registered at school.
Mm-hmm. But then, Kate, do you know when Lori got rid of the support dog, the golden doodle, the dog that JJ had? Do you
I
remember
think it was
that?
before they moved.
Okay.
I
So she
remember
kind of
hearing-
started making little kind of like steps before like things were kind of in motion, I guess,
Yeah.
from that point. Okay.
Yeah,
And I just realized he had
that-
heavy equipment to bury these children. Looking at that picture, and then I was just watching. They have the video up on 48 Hours. He had heavy equipment to dig those holes, so I guess they could do it pretty quick.
And he was a grave digger, so
Mhm.
I mean, the guy's literally a grave digger, so he's like a professional, knows how to dig graves. So I'm sure he had a part in that. I'm trying to find the picture where she looks like a puppy, and I can't find it.
I know exactly what you're talking about with the thing on the top of her head.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stupid tassels, stupid.
I wish they would show that that clip next to her like beauty pageant photos.
It is like
It just pisses me off how she's smiling in every picture. Like,
Yeah.
it's almost like she does know something we don't know, and it makes me so mad.
I found it.
Oh,
It's
did
the
you find it?
picture I put on my stream thing.
Yeah, there it is.
Her little Maltese hair. Tyler's by the perm pit, and JJ was by the duck pond. Where is is this the duck pond?
Mm-hmm.
Like an empty one, maybe? It looks like it's a hole, like a. All right. Even after Lori's arrest, the couple refused to say where the children were. On June 9th, 2020, the FBI, Rexburg Police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office descended upon Chad Daybell's home and property. Authorities dug in areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged in September. Tragically, they uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves. J.J. Vallow had been buried under a tree about 50 yards away. Investigators found Tylee's grave in the Daybell's pet cemetery. Prosecutors believe she was buried in the same location Chad Daybell referenced when he texted Tammy Daybell 9 months earlier saying he was burying a raccoon. So, under a tree. So I'm guessing JJ was here. And was that the pet cemetery?
I guess. Weird.
Yeah, it doesn't really look like
Uh-uh.
a pet cemetery. Daybell's family told 48 Hours there was a second pet cemetery on the property that was not searched. Chad Daybell was arrested. June 2020, authorities later confirmed they identified the remains as JJ and Tylee. A memorial was built along the Daybell's fence to honor the victims. May 2021, Chad Daybell and Lori Daybell were charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of JJ and Tylee. Daybell was also charged with murdering his first wife, Tammy Daybell. Which I'm shocked his children really believe that he had nothing to do with it. Like,
The kids moved in. One kid and his wife moved into the house that Chad and Tammy lived in right after they got finished exhuming the
Murdoch,
bodies
that's all
from
I
the
have to say.
backyard. The kids effing were like, I'll take it. They get the fart off my phone. The hell I am. We're selling it. I don't want a thing to do with it.
yeah.
I would have to be
It's crazy to me though,
extremely.
that they still stand by him. Like, there was literally bodies found in the backyard of
But they are
them.
convinced. My impression is they are convinced he did no wrong. He is not that kind of. Am I wrong? Is anyone else like my impression of the
Yeah,
Tammy and
I
Chad's children is that those guys. Chad has
I
done
don't think he has
Tammy.
anything to do with it. But what, did they
Mhm.
just sneak on his property and bury children on it without him knowing? Like, come on now.
Well, how did they feel about him marrying Lori? Like how many days or weeks after their mother had died? And you're telling me, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. I've had both my parents get remarried, and it didn't matter my age. I acted like a shit for no reason, just because it was like weird changes. Unless
Me
you've been
too.
through it, I don't think you really, yeah, like unless you've been through it, you don't get it. Like you're okay with it, but there's still an ounce, like there's still a part of like, I don't like you just have a moment of just not being okay for some odd reason. Get off my phone that you were telling me that these 5 children, I believe Chad and Tammy, what had 4 or 5, all of them are totally cool with it. Mom was,
Buster Murdoch.
she's
That's all I
run
have to
these.
say.
It's insane to me though, because it's like,
It's your
how
dad,
do you
though.
how do you explain that children were buried on the property, and then how do you explain him
They're
texting your
totally fine
mother
with it.
and telling them that there was a raccoon or whatever, and then he just happens to be in the room, and now you find out your mom was murdered? How did she die then?
How did
I
she
mean,
die?
Yeah, I mean, they
And then-
exhumed her
and then
body
children-
and did an autopsy, and it's ruled as asphyxiation. So how else did she die if he was the only one in a room with her?
And then Chad gets called on a damn call. Like, and by the way, if anyone is like, this is the man in my dreams, look how confident and secure he is. I don't get it, because the conversation that I heard between him and Lori when law enforcement and investigators were on his property, searching in the backyard, digging it up, he did not sound like this strong. I would have been like, what a wank. No offense. Like, I would be scared too if I'd been on the same page, but because I was like, this is the guy, this is this secure, your end all be all man. Like, this is the one that you're
I would be
putting
scared
everything
he would
behind.
kill me next. You know
Oh
what
my
I mean?
God. And he was like, yeah, they're there. Maybe I'll talk to you later. They're searching in the back. Seriously, he acts like that. And that all happens. Then they exhume these two poor young children's bodies in the most there's no, I don't even have the right word. Should never be happened. Like, nothing like that should ever happen. Chad gets arrested, obviously taken off the property. And then what? Within a month or weeks plus, the children are literally moving Tupperware bins from across the street over to Tammy and Chad's because they're gonna live there now. Nope. I don't
Yeah.
see. I can't. I need someone to walk me through that.
Nope.
Like, I am learning my ABCs. Like, I mean, legit. You've got to help me to
Because it's their
understand.
dad, and their dad is a talker, and their dad makes people believe in certain things. And these kids have been raised in that house. You don't have to overthink it. It's not that hard. I mean, these kids were born and bred to believe their father.
Doesn't this daughter look just like Tammy Daybell? She's like her twin.
I know. I'm looking at the boys,
Actually,
and they all look like
She
him.
literally looks like a light like Tammy, but with lighter hair.
Mhm.
They all look 10 times better than Chad. Congratulations, Chad. Like, you did nothing for those children. Like,
I think you had a
well,
pretty wife.
and poor Tammy. I just feel bad. I feel bad for Tammy's family. I feel bad for.
They think that Chad was framed by Alex and Lori.
There's no way Chad would have
They're
let
just like,
him on his property like
Hey
that.
man, let me borrow your house. Text your wife and tell her that there was a raccoon on the fence and you shot it and it's in our pet cemetery now.
Mhm.
And then we snuck through a window in your wife's room and killed her for you and then left real quick. I mean, how could they be framed by Alex and Lori when his wife was literally murdered in her bed with him there or whatever?
Because he was
Well,
asleep
like
right
I
next
said,
to her.
these kids were born and bred in that house to believe their dad. I don't understand it. I wouldn't do it, but we're free thinkers. They're not.
Yeah, true.
They're not free to think what they want. They're not free to believe in what they want. They have to believe in whatever this weird ass religion. I don't even want to call it a religion. It's not a religion. That's not fair. I don't want to discredit other actual religions. This cult.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real. They weren't just being complete LDS. Like, they were, had their own little thing.
Whack nuts. Yeah, no, they were definitely not LDS. Like, I don't want to insult any other religions.
But they definitely had their own little cult going on for sure.
Faux show.
And then basically, Lori, it got delayed like super long because Lori was not fit to stand trial for a very long time. Well, it kind of like went back and forth. She was fit, then not fit, then fit, then not fit. It's really kind of bizarre because the same thing happened with Letitia, and she's on trial too. Like, they both, were okay to stand trial, then not okay, then okay. Or I don't know if Letitia was not okay to stand trial, but she had to get all these tests done.
Yes, MK, a perversion of religion. Thank you. That's the way to say it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Lori Vallow refused to enter a plea to murder and other charges, prompting Judge Stephen Boyce to enter a not guilty plea on her behalf. So what you said, like, no, I'm not doing it?
Yeah, basically. I mean, she's flipped off the whole system, the whole world with this.
I didn't know you could
And
do that. Just be like, no, I'm not entering a
yeah,
plea.
I'm just not going to talk. I'm not engaging. Whatever.
Do you think Melanie Gibb or Melanie Pulowski or anyone else will be
Hi, Eva.
potentially facing any potential charges at all?
I would hope so.
I mean, one would think, but maybe she struck. Would we know if she struck a deal? Wouldn't we know?
I
don't know.
I don't know either. I'm truly asking. I don't know if because she's given up so much information that perhaps they struck a deal with her. Like, if you give us this, we won't prosecute.
I'm thinking that because she eventually admitted to law enforcement as to why she lied in the beginning. Right. Like she came forward and she had the recording. Like I think she did. I don't see that's where I get torn with Melanie Gibbs. Don't get me wrong. I think she knew damn well.
I think
she should have been she should have been concerned early on. If you know this way of thinking and what's being said, alarm bells should go off in terms of like that whole zombie, the darkness, all that stuff. That she
first of all, let me stop you right there. And you say to me, hey, Tia, listen, I'm going to tell you that you're going to have my son just tell the police that you have my son. Red flags right there. Full stop. Nope. Nobody. Where is your son? Is my first question. Why do I have him? Why are you pulling me into your mess? We aren't that good. There is nobody on this planet that I am that good with to lie about their child. There is nobody on this planet where I'm going to be like,
hell no. Yeah. If
you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's a nationwide search for him. Hell no.
Mm-mm. Nope. So right there, I got a full stop moment where I'm like, Melanie needs to go back and say, Lori, where the hell is JJ? Yeah. Why are you telling me that, why are you telling people that I have him?
But Melanie said too, just like what I was saying earlier, that Lori and Charles were equally destructive of each other. Like one was fire and the other was gasoline, and that they were equally destructive in their relationship. So, maybe it was, a little bit for me, like, you know what I mean? Maybe there was manipulation on both of their parts or, whatever.
Right.
Because I know a lot of, like, I think Lori, like, everyone's like, oh, Lori's the mastermind, but I kind of think it's like, it goes both ways. You know what I mean? Like, I think
it's the perfect storm, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
If either one of these two people, though, are for some odd reason found not guilty, screw Canada. I'm going to the other side of the globe. Like I'm not even going nearby. I don't know how either one of them can't be found. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think
that's why the prosecution is being so freaking careful.
I mean, I think Lori's just going to blame it on Alex.
Mm-hmm. I think they both are.
Yeah. But I don't think Chad's going to be able to get out of killing his wife. But
no.
I think Lori has a better chance out of the two of them.
So do I, which is scary.
Alex did everything. You know what I mean? But not Chad.
I wonder if that's his devout love to her right there. Is that weird that I just said that, by the way? But like maybe that's his thing. Like, I'll take the fall for Tammy and let you not go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, would that?
Mm-hmm.
That's awful gallant, by the way.
I think he's going to totally throw Lori under the bus.
You do? You think he would? Okay. I mean, I would, but I just now I'm like, I don't know. I've never heard.
See,
I want to hear them speak. I've only heard the one conversation. I want to hear them speak to each other to get a
I
better
mean, but when
read.
hey, two other girls on panel, when y'all heard that conversation between Lori and Chad, were y'all not like, oh my,
I thought it was weird all the way around. The whole thing, like her side, his
Yeah.
side, it was weird.
But I think like the fact that now
fucking phone?
like
I don't
he's
know.
in jail and
I'll try to call you back. Yeah, they're searching outside.
It's so
Maybe.
weird. She's
That
like,
is not
okay.
nothing appealing to me. I don't even know why Lori made the damn phone call to him that day. If that's what he sounds like a lot, then you have so much more to answer to than you even did 4 minutes ago, in my opinion. Like I have so many more new questions. Get out of town.
This is the man that we talking. You know.
he's
Mhm.
a literal potato.
It's a literal potato. So wait, when's Lori starts on the 23rd, third? When's hers?
April, hold on. Starts April 3rd.
Okay, I knew it had it.
But it'll be a week or so because they have jury. They have to choose the jury, right?
I think so. Which is so annoying to me because they get you all hyped for it, and then it's like, oh, sorry, we gotta choose the jury.
Wait, who's on the 10th? Is Sarah Boone on the 10th as well? So they'll both be starting the same day. I think Sarah Boone's on the 10th as well.
I don't know. I hope they have
I think
enough
it's like, what,
spigots
maybe I
outside
can-
courthouses.
It's like in like 10 days.
I know.
Well, by then, at least we'll have the Stout trial, I think, starting. Like, it'll be out of.
What day? Wait, what day's Easter? The ninth.
The
That
night.
weekend. That would be. Please let Lori's trial start at like the new beginning, like the rebirth. Like that would just be
Resurrection.
the resurrection.
Resurrection.
Like how poetic. How did you foresee this? Like, is this what you saw in your cards too? Did this or is this what was behind your
That's all
portal?
part of the plan. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my God.
This is all part of the plan that Jesus is coming back to earth.
Timing is everything.
They
Did
knew
you
it.
know about this? Lori, did you know this whole time? You sickly sophisticated piece of crap.
Shit. I'll say it.
Yeah. I'm not
No,
allowed to
they
play
will
with
not be
people like her.
televised, Linda.
Linda,
Sadly.
nothing's being televised. We gotta listen to audio and follow tweets and stuff like that.
You got to go 4 rounds outside the courthouse before you can even get let in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
We
a whole
gotta
lottery system.
We gotta do stuff back in the olden days, like when they would listen to like radio stories.
We're going to get the court drawings and sporadic tweets.
Yeah. I'm
We're
gonna
going to
be
get
here
things in.
with my computer next to me, listening to the sound, like writing everything down.
Well, that's what's her name? Is it Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis? The one
Alibis,
that's always
yeah.
on the
Yeah.
She said what she's going and she'll fight it every day. And any day that because someone asked like, well, what are you gonna do if you can't get in? Like, and she was like, then I'll do what everyone else does, sit there and just like wait for any kind of information and try again the next day. And Tia was like, I would harm 4 small children for someone legit. I am not gonna go jump like a whole row of like, hey, y'all with CNN or your court TV? Ha suckers. six people behind me. Good luck. I'm gonna tweet the crap out of this to my family in a minute.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
Mm-mm. I agree with that. I think legit those with credentials should be priority.
Some
And
folks said there's a YouTube that holds an end of the world live stream each year to mock Lori and Chad and their end of the earth predictions.
are you serious?
That's
And the
hilarious.
name of it would be, I don't know. All I know is it was supposed to happen while, like, right when she and Chad were both in jail, right? The end of the world was supposed to come, or the second coming was
Oh
within that
yeah.
time frame. And I
Well,
remember being
she
like,
said when Charles was begging for help, I think in like what
mhm,
2018, he said
mm,
she said he would be there in a year.
that
So I guess
Awkward silence.
2019. They thought he'd be here. I don't know.
but she and Chad have already been married like several plus times in the past,
Yeah.
apparently too. So, oh, true love can kiss my ass. I
James
don't
and
want.
Elena.
I do not want it if that's how it's conducted.
Yeah, you know what? It's gonna be really annoying when I followed the trial. Oh my god, the Piketown Massacre trial. They had witnesses choose if they want it to be recorded, not recorded, audio.
Really?
Yeah, and it would be so frustrating when people would say they didn't want to be recorded or they didn't want audio or they just want audio because you're like, oh man, you were like, you wanted to see it so bad. So I'm going to be so
Right.
disappointed that I'm just going to have to listen. But
I think it
it
sucks
doesn't,
this isn't being televised. I think it's
you
our
guys
right.
think Lori will take the stand?
No.
Yeah, no way. I don't think she will.
Gods don't take stands. No reason. She doesn't speak. I
Oh
swear.
no,
Yeah.
she has nothing in her head. She has nothing to answer for it. If she does take the stand, how many people? I owe $1 for every damn person in chat. I will and hold me
No, I
to it.
don't think that
Like,
she will. I don't think it's going to happen. I think,
No way. But I don't know because,
well, Alex Murdoch did, right?
yeah.
but we also had a inkling that he's too much of a cock not to crow. He's gonna take the damn stand. We all knew it to a degree. She's
Yeah,
one
he's a
that's like,
lawyer that thinks he knows everything, which I think it didn't help him at all to take the stand. But
and I don't think Lori's been spending all of her hours in the law library. Call it a
oh,
hunch. I don't.
I think she's been getting her hair done and
Hmm.
the
She's working on how to make blue and yellow be a good purple, or like, no.
lipstick.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of her hair color, like starburst. What color starburst do you get if you let them soak in rubbing alcohol long enough? I'm sure they
It'll
change a little
break.
bit.
For
Well,
her
that too,
lipstick.
but like a little bit of rubbing alcohol, water,
I
let
think you
it.
mean peroxide.
I don't know if you can get that at the commissary. What can they? I don't know what the hell she does all day. I'm sure
Warm
she's.
water, maybe, or hot water.
I don't
Oh,
know,
they
but she
probably
looked.
can't get really hot water though, because they could probably burn people. So I don't know.
But she looks. She looks to me as if she's like. I feel like a lot of people go to jail and stuff or prison and they get really thin. I feel like done the. She's kind of gone in the opposite direction, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe
I'm
she's
just being but
working
I'm
out.
just being a bitch because no, I mean she looks more like she's eating hearty.
Yeah,
She's like, I love these mashed potatoes.
maybe she's
Mm.
got some muscle
Well, I think all
mass.
you get is junk food from the commissary, right? Like, you don't want to actually eat
She,
the food
Don't
there,
they
so
get?
you
Don't
just
they
get junk.
get like ramen noodles and make it in the
Uh-huh.
toilet? Or something?
I
And
knew you were
cinnamon
going to say
rolls.
that. No, I was going to be like, but
Ramen.
Raymond's, we can eat
It is
ramen noodles,
not ramen noodles, Jen.
but it will never not be now because if I feel like if I say like ramen noodles, like I do, I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to get slapped upside my head in a second. Like
I love
someone,
ramen noodles.
But like we get to enjoy it on a way in a way that we like to enjoy it. That woman, maybe that would be kind of the like bloat
Wait, do
kind of
they
like.
eat it dry?
No, they can cook it. Oh my gosh, I saw.
Because I
But
heard
okay.
someone say they used to eat it like dry and that it was
Oh my
good.
gosh. I got the inside scoop well, I have a better idea now in terms of like what all the rooms or like cells kind of look like. From did anyone see Jump Street Pablo? Tia, did you see it yesterday? About he
Yeah.
had his own recordings from him in that
Yeah.
yeah. Like so no, they can create a whole freaking setup in there if they want to. Um and I would assume Lori wouldn't I would assume she's done that. Anything to make it cozier for her.
Mm.
So they could heat up their Raymonds. And I mean, hell, it was just interesting to see what Pablo had to say about that. But I thought about it that Lori would be utilizing, kind of making it fit to making the best out of a pretty
Oh yeah, I didn't
shitty.
think about that, Jen. All her face filler is faded, and that's why she looks all like
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's drooping, like no touch. Oh, because you can't get the touch ups in. Mm, teach his own. Sorry, Lori.
Well, ladies, I think I'm gonna end it because I have to work tomorrow.
I still have to go down and let my dogs out and feed them. So this is perfect.
No. Well, you
I
guys have been
to-
on since like 7, right? Because you were on Punksies.
Yeah, we
too.
panel horde tonight, thanks to you.
Well, I'm so glad you came over and panel horde here.
Thank you for asking us. I always love going live with you. It's like the best. It's like just hanging out with my girls. It really
I
is like
know.
the best time going live with Kate.
I had such a
But I-
good time tonight.
But I
We
really will
steered away a
research.
lot, but it was lots of fun.
It
But
really,
I really will
honestly,
research more. I
I
will
know.
do better because I feel like this time. Sorry, Kate, I did not do a very good job of brushing up on my Vallow Daybell stuff. But I
Oh,
promise.
listen, I literally, I mean, I've known all the Daybell stuff to talk about it, but I literally like ran him. I had to run out, and I got in my house at like 8:55 and was like,
Mhm.
because my kid decided last minute that he wanted to run to the store and get this and that, and then I was in a panic, so I was like, oh my goodness.
But can we please do Stephen Smith or all of us?
Yes.
And I know, like we've got Jen Lou and other people that have talked about it as well. But I would love for all of us. I'm not gonna lie, that one intrigues me. I fully admit it. It's hard for me to let all Murdoch, just go just because of my interest. But I
I
would
feel like I'm
love to.
having some like Murdoch withdrawal.
But
Honestly,
I would love to go over some of the documents and stuff pertaining to, like, even if we discuss whether or not it's like not so much the speculation around it, but this specific, like, highway patrol report or the autopsy. I would love to go over stuff like that if anyone's interested at some point.
I am. Ooh, pick me.
I already did. You're already doing it whether you want to or not.
Well, then pick Kate too, because we love her.
Because I love you, and because I hope so because we've been talking about it, and then I know you're a safe bet in terms of that. But yeah, Kate, I know. I'm trying to think who else. So it was Jen Lou. I know we've all covered. All of us have done the Murdoch stuff. I'm just trying to remember specifically people that were really kind of highlight. Maybe I think True Teller potentially too. I can't remember how far she was going in it, but I would love to do that.
E3. E3. Thanks for having us, Kate. I hope a great night.
Yes,
Did we lose her?
probably. Maybe one of her lizards got loose.
Safer takeover.
So I don't want to leave it up and have it keep running. And maybe can jam it. Oh, and hey, and bye to everyone in chat. Thank you all so much. hooligan. Has anyone heard?
Yeah,
Okay.
we may have another situation here.
Yeah.
Mayday!
Totally.
Mayday!
Hey, if y'all hear a splash, that means I've gone a step too far and ended in the pool. But I'm not leaving. I'm
Mayday.
not leaving this open. I'm not leaving this. I'm gonna pull a book. I'm gonna pull a page out of someone else's book and saying, I don't trust them. I'm not leaving it open. I don't care. I'm not doing it.
Lord, Kate, I don't want to get on the panel until you're back and say it's okay, or you cut us off, whichever comes first.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mic, like, all right. So I
Oh,
have the
thank
little
goodness.
thing at the top where you tap it. And I was
Uh-huh.
talking the whole time, and I guess I picked up my phone for a second. Yes. And it tapped it. So I was talking, and I'm like, why are they saying this to me? I'm like, I'm right here. You guys can go.
It's
I'm right
legit.
here.
We
Yeah,
played we played the silent game, but opposite
yeah,
style.
I was like, what do you mean, guys? I'm right here. Y'all can go. And then I looked down. I was like, oh my God, my thing. Look, it was like this.
Oh my God! What? Tia just learned hers does that today too. All
It was
right,
so funny.
you two suck, and I love you, but my mic doesn't do
Sorry.
that.
It's late. I'm tired and I didn't realize I hit my button.
Well,
Well,
thank
thank
you
you guys.
again.
Let me know when Stephen Smith's going down and I'll be there.
Okay,
Yay!
thank you. Y'all
Thank
have a good
you.
night.
Bye,
All right, good night.
guys.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. What's today? I'll probably be back maybe tomorrow or Saturday. If I'm not back the next day, I try to come the next day after that. So I'll shoot for tomorrow, but if not, Saturday. And I want to talk about that dentist because I read the affidavit and it's really good. So maybe, well, I mean, it's not really good. It's sad, but it's got a lot of info. So maybe on tomorrow or Saturday we can talk about the dentist. So I will talk to y'all then. See you, everyone. Good night.